Come over here. Come over here. How are ya? How's your day going? Is it good? You all right? No? What's going on? Open up. What's going on? I'm Rob. We're gonna. There's so much to get into. It's kind of horrifying. It's scary what's being uncovered in these files of Epstein. Trumpistan. We're gonna get into it. So many photos. So many. But first, let's discuss this. Under capitalism, poor people must be humiliated and they must be robbed of anything that might cause them joy in their life. Meanwhile, the Pentagon can't account for $1 trillion on an annual basis. Meanwhile, the Epstein class is not even bothered to be investigated about some of the most shocking allegations in my lifetime. And my lifetime has spanned quite a few decades. But the real problem is, it's the poor people who want gummies and soda. This country is cruel to no understanding. It is cruel beyond comprehension. It's a class war. Welcome, I'm Rob. I want to listen to some audio. I haven't got to read too much news, but the news I did read was terrifying. Here we go. Here's another one. Trump's silent whistleblowers. As corporate lobbying hits record highs, the SEC is pulling back incentives for insiders to report wrongdoing. If you've never followed or read The Lever by David Sirota, it's good. He's uncovering some good stuff. Trump has effectively shut down the government's main whistleblower program targeting corporate crime. Did you see what we put here? So Snap, you can't buy chocolate. But corporate crime goes unchecked. Amazing. The working class party. That's really what Donald is. We have the greatest economy ever in history. Oh, that's what Trump said. Really? What world does he live in? 60% live paycheck to paycheck, 85 million are uninsured or underinsured. That's a very American word, underinsured. 800,000 are homeless. AI could replace 100 million jobs. Just because the 1% is doing well doesn't mean everyone else is. The stock market does not reflect the economy. That's just really rich people's money, and they're playing with it. It's all speculation. Most of it has nothing to do with the actual business. It's all speculation. As for AI could replace 100 million jobs, I can't wait. Let's get AI to work. Do you like your job? Maybe you do. Maybe you're a painter, which in that case, God bless you. AI will never replace you. As much slop as they want to regurgitate, they'll never replace you. But let's say for the rest of us who are keeping the economy going, we used to be called essential workers. Now we're just shut up plebes. I believe that's the official word. Tia, what's up? Good to see you. Good to see you, Tia. Holy, a lot of emojis. I won't read it because I don't speak. It's like speaking Egyptian, you know? It's like speaking hieroglyphics. I believe the kids younger than me are well versed in the hieroglyphic talk. But Bathy, crazy. What's up? Tia. Bullshit bingo. Trump's 10 biggest Davos lies. Oh, there we go. If you're into reading, Tia's gonna light you up with some facts in the live stream comments, the commentary on the commentary. Everybody else, what's up? Good to hear from you. Good to hear from you, Dan. And if you're just stopping by, let me encourage you to hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. There is like this bot troll army that is, well, I should have taken a picture of the comment. This one dude said, how did your video get into my already viewed library? And I said, I know it's very popular to think that us YouTubers can control who watches our video, but contrary to popular belief, us YouTubers have zero control who the algorithm spits our video out to, or I've never forced anyone to watch my video that I've never met. So I look up his account, it's a month old, and I go, okay, we know where this is going, right? And he goes, yeah, right. I'm reporting this video. And I'm like, what are you reporting me for? That you watched it? So there's a little bot army that does not like speaking truth to power. I'm guessing they're funded by, the wealthy Epstein class. So if you want to support the channel, if you want to support people speaking truth to power, speaking out against the hypocrisy of these wealthy, wealthy, wealthy Epstein friends, we're going to go into some paintings of them as well. I don't know where the paintings originated because the email that starts the painting chain is all redacted. So just not sure. And unfortunately, I know I snapshot it. I don't think we can read the email on here, but I will show you some of the paintings. Not all of them, some of them. And they are terrifying. I figured this would be in, what's it, Zach Baggins' Las Vegas Guinness Book of Haunted Records hotel or whatever he owns in Las Vegas. If you watch Ghost Hunters, that's a joke for you. Steffelson, what's up? Unprecedented amounts of layoffs happening lately too. Yeah, we have gone over that. I believe it's the worst job numbers in decades. Like we're looking at 2009 and pandemic numbers of jobs. It's insane. Like, what is it going to take? Which straw is going to break the camel's back? Which one is it? I think once they shut off the internet, then people are going to really have to sit with themselves, including me. I'll just be doing this to my selfie camera, I guess. I'll just film these and then I'll hand them out like an old zine. Be like, hey man, let me text you the latest show. So hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I appreciate what's up, Solus. I love the video said by Epstein in an email. The man is beyond evil. It's uncomprehensible, if that's a word. It is for people who live a normal life and love humans and hug people and eat toast and just do normal shit. If you've ever woken up and had a glass of orange juice, this stuff ain't even on your radar. And the craziest part is like last year or whenever the QAnon shaman and all those hype monkeys, Cash App Patel and Dan Vagina, and they were all like pounding the desks, yelling on podcasts about these crazy things the Epsteins are doing. Most of it turned out to be like way, way grosser than even the conspiracy people theorized. Like you could people with the craziest tinfoil hatty antennas up imaginations couldn't even theorize what was in these Epstein files. And I'll show you some of the artwork. What's up, Ghost Samurai? It's good to have a Ghost Samurai around. I will say that. And listen, all the haters, all the people who support this guy, and the reason I brought up this photo is because we're gonna go into a painting that I want you to tell me if the painting looks like anybody you've seen before. Okay, so remember this photo: blue suit, white shirt, blue tie, very slumpy, very lumpy, very grumpy, and a little sleepy. But here's one of them. He sent an email where he wanted to spread a rumor that he's like a horse. The man is insanely sad. The Solus. I did a live where I had been digging through the Epstein files, right? Digging and digging. But I was trying to dig for something that not many people were looking for. And everybody was doing, gauging Trump's cash in there. Because if you went when they released it a few Saturdays ago, there was like 70,000 or something. And then it dwindled down to I think there's 14,000 mentions now, or maybe no, I think it's 4,000. And then, of course, this weekend we learned, or yesterday, we learned that Trump's name in the unredacted is mentioned over 1 million times. So there's some huge redactions going on. There's a lot of stuff we haven't even been released, which is against the law. But I started to search for Melania's name. Goddamn cats. I I wanted to search for Melania's name because I thought that'd be fascinating. You know, she's got an interesting tale that no one can really pin down, which, by the way, oh my God. Speaking of Melania, speaking of, oh, Sugar Ray Leonard. Hold on. I have to do something so I can get this audio for you. Okay, am I back? I like that people are connecting Israel to all this and the UK Parliament and Crown. Yeah, I just wish that America would take a stand for laws. You know, the UK is like, we're stripping that rich dude of his title. We're doing this. We're doing that. And in America, in America, if you didn't hear Todd Blanche, who was Trump's criminal lawyer, and now he's like second to Pam Bondi, he was like, there's no investigations. We're not doing any investigating. It's like, really, all that? No investigation? Okay. Okay. Hold on. Oh, here's a great clip from Ted Cruz. Remember this classic hit?
Logically, this pattern keeps on happening. Now, Senator Booker also said we should have bipartisan agreement. I think that's a great idea. We should have bipartisan agreement. How about we all come together and say, let's stop murders? How about we all come together and say, let's stop rape? How about we all come together and say, let's stop attacking pedophiles?
What? You know this video ain't getting monetized, and I'm fine with that because I think to hear what these people say is important. To show you some of this stuff is important. So if you can support the channel with a super chat or something, please do. But I know this one ain't getting monetized. Why? Because we had to hear from, that's a senator, Ted Cruz, saying stop attacking these PDF files. Interesting. Well, they haven't been attacked. In fact, the government's protecting them. The United States government of the United States of the America, let's say. Remember that, girl? Hold on. We got some more audio. We got a lot of audio. I got a lot of audio that I need to play for you. Oh, and Tia, hold on. Tia knows this one. Oh, those are the files. Okay. Tia actually sent me this, and I thought it was important to play this for you guys, because this is the First Lady. This is audio. Cruz is in on it. Thorne, I would say when you what did Cruz say? Here, I'll play it again. But understand this video will not be monetized. It's not like, you know, those pennies that YouTube's throwing at me are really, you know, saving the day over here. But if you could just do me a favor, because I'm going to play this stuff in its full entirety. And again, this is news, folks. I want you to remember what I'm about to play is a sitting senator. He's a Canadian named Raphael, better known as Ted Cruz, but he's a senator for Texas. And this is what he said. I'm going to play it for you because I think it's important that we hear what the Texas senators, the Texas Republicans would like us to do.
How about we all come together and say, let's stop rape? How about we all come together and say, let's stop attacking pedophiles?
A baking powder? Excuse me? What the fuck did you just say? I guess he got his way. Thank you, Stephelson. Stephelson's always supporting the channel, and I'm very grateful. I'm very, very, very grateful, Stephelson. Oh, what's up, Charlie? Kelly's here. What's up? Freudian slip. If that isn't that audio clip, when you look up Freudian slip in Webster's dictionary, that audio clip should play. And I'm sorry, I don't have some photos for some of this stuff, so you're just going to have to look at a picture of Jeff Epstein's art. This was in the Epstein files. Apparently, he had a lot of custom painted artwork. And if you can see, I can't really identify who that is. Very childlike. But it looks like this child is throwing paper planes at what looks like 2 block towers. We would call them twin block towers. So I don't know if you can figure this one out. I've had my team trying to decipher who this is for many months, even though we found it today. Yeah. This is what Epstein had up in his house. Never forget, I want to say. I want to say never forget. I don't remember who this guy was. Long time ago. Who's that guy? Exactly. I don't know. Who could that be? Who could that be? Throwing paper planes at, let's call them twin block towers. I keep seeing conspiracy theories that Epstein and his buddies are past presidents that did some weird rituals with babies to extend their life. Listen, at this point, Solus, that's probably like the tame version of it. Because if you had asked me last year what I thought was in the Epstein files, I could never, ever, ever, ever had guessed. I just couldn't. I would have thought that's way too far fetched. But now I've seen some things that my eyes can't unsee. I go, oh, okay, okay. They have too much money. Like that's all it is, guys. That's all it is. Like if this isn't a reason to tax wealth, if anything, we should have the Epstein tax law that comes out of this, where it says like, listen, man, if they're running a ring of these kind of creeps that you wouldn't want living next to you, we should tax them. You know, like heavily, heavily. You know, maybe no more billionaires after this. I don't know. It seems like everybody on that list is pretty close to a billionaire. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. You know, nobody get upset. Nobody get upset. And Solus, the other thing, if you're talking about, if you've identified this as a bush, a happy little bush, shout out to Bob Ross. We forever miss you. If you've identified this as a happy little bush, then just look up, what is it, Skull and Bones, the fraternity the Bushes were in, you know, before they were leaders of the CIA. Well, his daddy was. Yeah, you'll fall down a rabbit hole. Yeah, everyone thought it was trapping, and yeah, I never thought it was all the rituals, and rabbit hole goes deep, very deep. Bob Ross. Let's just all take a minute. I wish I had a Bob Ross. You know what? I think we need a little palate cleanser, guys. I think we're gonna have a tiny little palate cleanser. Let me just get a clip of Bob Ross so we can all just refresh. Again, this video is not going to make money, so if you could support the channel by hitting subscribe and the notification bell, I would appreciate that. I'm just going to be playing a bunch of stuff. Oh, Pam Bondi testifying.
You.
Let me pause that. Let me pause that.
Just you. Building your app.
Shut your face, AI. Shut the fuck up, okay? Shut the fuck up, AI. Okay, let me pause that because I didn't see Pam Blondie testifying. Let's find Bob Ross. What do you want to hear from Bob Ross? Happy little trees. What are we looking for? What are we looking for, guys? Happy little bush, Bob Ross. Here we go. Happy little bush, Bob Ross. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Not happy trees. Creating happy little bushes with Bob Ross. I don't know if this is copyrighted, but it's just, we all need a palate cleanser, and Bob Ross is the man to do that. Any day now. Thank you, America, for the... Here we go. Here we go. Why can't I hear it? You dicks.
To the brush. More sap green. That's nice. All right. Then we can go up here and we can begin picking out individual bushes, one at a time, one at a time. There's a happy little bush. He lives right there. You know he was there, didn't you? And he's got a little friend named
Epstein.
Clyde. Lives right over here. Go through get some sap green and some yellow. Load a lot of color into the brush. More sap green. That's nice. All right. Then we can go up here and we can begin picking out individual bushes, one at a time, one at a time. There's a happy little bush. He lives right there. You know he was there, didn't you? And he's got a little friend named
Epstein. He's got a little friend named Epstein. Oh my God. Thank you, Bob Ross. Does everybody feel a little bit better? We all need a happy little bush. Thank you, Nurse Rod. Thank you. Thank you. Snowman Yankee. I thought it was Snowman Yankee. Bush was a happy little artist. Everybody needed that. I feel like that just made everybody's day just a smidge better. Doesn't matter if you're slogging away at work or if you're hog snarfing, you know, some kind of survival out of America right now. I feel like the happy little bush.
and we can begin picking out individual bushes, one at a time, one at a time. There's a happy little bush. He lives.
There he is. He lives right there. Happy little bush. Oh. Oh my gosh. Okay, what were we doing, guys? What were we doing? That's right. This is in the Epstein files. Here, hold on. I'm gonna go back a little bit. Actually, does everybody? I need a show of hands if you remember this. Our president. not my president, your president. Remember when people used to say that? Not my president. Remember when the tough people who were not offended by anything and did not want to be politically correct would say not my president? That is still so funny to me. I mean, if our country wasn't falling into fascism, it'd be hilarious. But, you know, it's kind of a sad funny. But you guys remember when he denied making this poem? You guys remember that? Well, guess what they found in the Epstein files? Do you see that cake? Oddly familiar. Trump wishes he had Jeffrey's girl. Dun dun it, dun dun it. Jeffrey's girl. Dun dun it, dun dun it. Nobody cards a girl like that, 'cause she's just too young. Dun dun it, dun dun it. Remember that? Remember that, guys? Remember that? Remember that? Remember that? Remember that? Remember that? Remember that? Okay. Now, I'm going to show you. Hold on. Here's another meme I found. We should release the Epstein files in Spanish. Maybe that will get MAGA upset. Now we don't think Roseanne's crazy for saying they all eat. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Odin? Is that Odin? Or is that a different YouTube Odin? Sorry. I know an Odin on YouTube. Okay, so I'm going to show you some of... My sister is a practicing witch. She ate placenta. Yeah, but like, I think that's... I don't want to say normal, but like, it's not as taboo as, you know, the stuff in the files. Anyways. Now... this was a tweet. I took this from a tweet because, you know... Oh, and by the way, if you don't think these paintings are in the Epstein files that I'm about to show you, I did link it down below. The government wants you to prove that you're 18. All you got to do is click yes. Again, it's almost hilarious how negligent our government is. You know, it's like this close to being funny. If it was a movie, it would be hilarious. Like, if you understand that to access this crazy stuff that the government claims they're protecting children from, all you got to do is click yes, and you can get right in. Get right in. No verify anything, nothing. And that's the government. Okay. Anyways, but most of the country, you know, can't get legal access to cannabis. Okay. We live in a fucking joke society, okay? Tia, are you familiar with Nigerian juju sacrifice magic? What kind of magic would that be? Yeah. That's a fascinating idiocracy. Yes, Thorn. Okay, so link if you want to read this stuff for yourself, because I will put up, or I won't put up the actual email. Did I take a picture of it? Hold on. This is one of the emails. Again, everything's redacted, so you can't see who... This is the end of the email chain, actually. I think this is what I took a screenshot of, because the beginning of the email chain, I was like, oh, you can't put that... Oh, shit. Hold on. I forgot. I took a picture of this. Can anybody see what's in that? I couldn't see it. It's like a magic eye. But I finally see it. You gotta, like, stare 2 inches from it. There's Jesus behind it. I didn't know that. I think it's Jesus. Or it could be someone from Creedence Clearwater Revival. I'm not sure. It's either Jesus or somebody from Fish. Sorry, we'll get back to the Epstein files. I just thought that was cool. Spent a little time looking at that the other day. Okay. So let's get to the bottom of the email chain, right, from the Epstein files. Now, again, you don't know who wrote it. You don't know who wrote any of this. Devil is disguise. Elvis Presley, you're the devil in disguise. This is a good tune. And then the email says, you will all go down for what you have done. Blank, 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 Epstein victims. This is your last chance for redemption. That's nice that they're giving another chance for redemption. And in this email chain, there are paintings that people have identified. If you can see that, many willing participants in the Epstein ring that helped them girls played victim after he was arrested and paid out millions. So you see that says LeChucked, and you can see her LinkedIn. And what's really, really heinous about this LinkedIn is if you read down here, trauma informed ADR specialist. You see that? Trauma informed ADR specialist. Now listen, you can say everything's a coincidence. There's just a lot of coincidences that Donald Trump's name is over 1 million times, that Bill Clinton was in that jacuzzi. You could say it's a coincidence that there's allegations of Bill Gates getting STT from a Russian girl of the, what is evening in Russia? I don't know, but girl of the evening. You can say these are all coincidences. They just all happen to be in the Epstein files. They're all coincidences. Bill Gates' wife divorced him because of the coincidences that she kind of confirmed, but said ask him about. You could just say, you don't have to be a Charlie Kelly. It's Chris Cornell. Wait, wait, who's Chris Cornell? Oh, it's Chris Cornell. Oh, Charlie, hold on. Is it Chris Cornell? Maybe it is. Charlie, you might be right. We're doing a magic eye at the same time we're going over the Epstein files. We're also doing a magic eye. Keep up with my ADD. Holy shit, is it Chris Cornell? It's either Jesus or Chris Cornell. We haven't nailed it down, so I need some more input. Thank you, Charlie Kelly. It's Chris Cornell. It's Chris Cornell. Oh, I got to show you guys. I got to find my picture of when I met Chris Cornell. Amazing. Very tall. He's like 6 foot. It was 6'6". Okay, so we can think all these are coincidences, and that's fine. Maybe it is just a weird coincidence. If I was her and this came out of the Epstein files, you see the redacted, which I was showing you, and now unredacted, I would be making a statement. I'd be like, that don't even look like me, man. Who is that artist taking those wild liberties with that art? And you notice the snake, and I think she has Wolverine claws. I can't tell what that is. Again, art is up to interpretation. So we're just going to do some art interpretation. And if you have a name for these art pieces, go ahead and toss it out. Was it Kid Rock? It definitely wasn't Kid Rock. It definitely wasn't. But, you know, Kid Rock has that, looks like a, what do they call, a scarecrow came to life. You know, Kid Rock really looks like if a scarecrow was the story of Pinocchio and it wished to be a real boy with jorts. I'm pretty sure that's what Kid Rock would play that role. I just wish to be a real boy. These crows keep pecking at me, you know. I don't know. Okay, let's see what else is in the art. Don't they have Google reverse image? Couldn't we reverse image that face? Now, I want to show you these. Okay. I want you to look in the background. This is like a demented, twisted Gary Larson's Far Side, where you got to kind of notice everything before you can, you know, get in on it. But do you notice who's in the background? Do you notice that bright? Could you think of any politicians, any powerful people who have bright, curdled milk colored hair? Anybody? I don't know. Jesus Christ posed. Now I want to show you this. It's obviously redacted like everything else. It says back there, JP Morgan Chase. Please don't do your banking with them. And before we go on to some more paintings that were in these Epstein files, I do want to show you this picture for no reason at all. No reason at all. These are all just coincidences. All coincidences. So you see that, and you see this. And we see this one. I feel like I've seen that red tie before. And anybody, does that look like... Guys, art is in the eye of the beholder. So is beauty. Make your own assumptions. Take your own guesses. I'm not here to tell you what this is. I love Gary Larson, too. What's up, Teal? Good to see you. Now, Stephenson says, that's Trump. You could tell by the tie being too long. That's That's a good observation. But it could be a coincidence. It could be another fat guy who dresses exactly like that. It could be. It could be. Again, you know, we're going to look at that. Look at that droopy tie. And we're going to look at that. I don't know, coincidences, guys? These are all just got to be the biggest coincidences ever. Just like, look, remember, Donald Trump sent this poem for a birthday card to Jeff Epstein. Remember, this was a birthday card. I want you to remember that. I want you to remember, this was the president, Donald Trump, not my president, his birthday card to Jeff Epstein, his best friend at the time. And now, found in the Epstein files is a birthday cake that says Jeffrey's girl. Do you see any similarities? Does anybody see any similarities? This video is not getting monetized, so if you could hit subscribe and the notification bell, it'll be greatly appreciated. Let's just say that. But I think it's important. Hit the like button. Thank you, Thorne. Important to, you know. Again, the irony is not lost to me that, like, this is stuff all the politicians know about and talk about, and these are birthday cards they send. But if I show you, I'm punished. Okay. So you're telling me if I just show people what these perverts did, coincidences? I don't know if they are. Nobody knows. There's just a lot of smoke and fire and millions of pages of documents claiming they did these things. But again, if I show them to you, just like if I play Ted Cruz saying stop attacking PDF files, like I play that audio and YouTube goes, oh, you're in trouble. And I'm like, why? Because a government authority said that? Really? This is how the world works? Fuck this world. Fuck this world. Fuck this world. Thank you, Staffelson. Staffelson, one of the most greatest supporters. I'm so grateful. So grateful. So grateful. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Richard Crosby of Richard Crosby, Stills and Nash and Young, I'm hoping. Great tunes. I don't think his first name was Richard. Maybe you're his cousin. You were like, I was in the lesser known Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Young. We were Richard Crosby, Jake Stills, Bobby Crosby, and Nathan Young. We were all the younger brother. Anyways, I'm going off on my, grifting must pay well. Are you addressing the president? Are you addressing the bootlickers like Tim Pool? Keep that energy up, though. You know, we need that. We need that in America. The energy of like, look at the grift of calling out the wealthiest people in the world. Tons of money in that. Tons of money in, like, you understand how stupid you sound, correct? All the money is protecting these people. That's where all the money's going. That's why there's no investigations. That's why they're saying, we're not going to apologize. We're not even going to look into this shit. Because that's where the money is. You understand how stupid you sound, right? I'm tempted to just kick you the fuck out of here because of how stupid you are. Because if you have that stupid of a thing to say, it makes me wonder if you even add to conversations. Or if you just come in, do a stupid drive-by, and then hope and pray somebody else is dumb enough to get that. It's just unreal. I love when they're like, oh, look at these leftist grifters all funded by Soros. I'm like, Soros is their friend. We want Soros taxed at 100%. We want to redistribute his wealth. And you think he's paying for that? You've been so accustomed. Top corn biscuits. Donny Boy is built like a bag of milk. They call him daddy. Pathetic bootlickers. By the way, Poop Dollar, great show, Workaholics. I love the avatar. And thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Especially because today's video, listen, if you're watching this later, it's up. I don't know how to say it, but I just think this stuff is just too important to not. Here's why I think it's important to show as news and to educate the public, because this is what these people are doing behind closed doors, sometimes with open doors. Like, this isn't made up. Donald and Jeffrey had a fucking poem birthday card And I'm not going to show the cake again, but the cake looks like this. And it says Jeffrey's Girl above it. I don't give a shit what political party you are in. I don't. I'm not in one. I'm a leftist. I think you should have health care over Elon Musk having $1 trillion. But let me just say, this is not political. This is like universally human. You either defend this shit or you say no. And all the NIMBY, not in my backyard folks who don't want Snap users or immigrants or halftime shows that offend their senses. It's just incredible what you'll fucking tolerate when it comes to your daddy. Like top corn biscuits. Corn biscuits, huh? I don't think I've ever had biscuits with corn. And yeah, he is built like a bag of milk. Look at this turd nibbler. Look at him. Look at him. What doctor said that guy was at the peak health of his life? My Christ, folks. All right, we're going to keep going. So now I don't know if we can identify this one. This one's, this is a tough one to nail down. Did you guys see this? Look, totally redacted. Seems like old times. I can't wait till the AI redacts these. They didn't know that the AI was going to work against them and redact everything. Here's another one with the text underneath it. It's horrifying. This is not art you would want. The double-handed deck. The false worship by, quote, lawyers. Here's another very uncomfortable one. What does that say? I didn't even read that. Something. I don't know if you guys can read that, but I mean, this is uncouth. I believe that is the appropriate word. Uncouth. But I do have some good news, guys. The FBI has arrested the first rectangle after it appears over 6 million times in the Epstein's files. So, some good news. We're going to get a little bit of justice. They have found this black rectangle you see in all of the Epstein files. We see it here. Seems like old times. We've caught him, folks. We've caught him. He's going to face the full extent of the law and go to a camp in Texas. What the heck is going on here? A lot, man. A lot. That's a loaded question, okay? It's a loaded question. What's up, President Reagan? Show the art again. What was that? What was which one? This is from the Epstein files. You can see it yourself. Link in the description. If you would help a channel out, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Why? Because I know this one's not getting monetized. I can't show you what these perverts do behind closed doors. They're just allowed to do it and then go on TV. Hold on. Oh, I didn't even play the Melania thing. Listen to this. I'll show you that again. But listen to Pam Blondie. That's not Pam Blondie. I know they all look the same. Lawmakers press Blondie on the Epstein files. Here is Jayapal asking about the survivors in the room to stand and raise their hand if they haven't met with the DOJ. And you would think just out of any kind of cachet of this kind of allegations, you would want to speak with the survivors, right? That seems that seems standard, correct? Like, I'm not crazy here. It just seems like, ooh, look, we have all this evidence and allegations and redacted names and co-conspirators. We should probably speak with some of the victims. Well,
if you are willing, please stand. And if you are willing, please raise your hands if you have still not been able to meet with this Department of Justice. Please know for the record that every single survivor has raised their hand. Attorney General Bondi, you apologized to the survivors in your opening statement for what they went through at the hands of Jeffrey Epstein. Will you turn to them now and apologize for what your Department of Justice has put them through with the absolutely unacceptable release of the Epstein files and their information.
Congresswoman, you sat before Merrick Garland sat in this chair twice.
We're not even going to entertain the rest of this because what they do is distract. I'm not going to answer. I'm going to dictate where this conversation goes. There was somebody, you hear this all the time. Well, Joe Biden, Kamala, Hillary's emails. Do you remember how adorable that was? She had an email server. I mean, let's talk about Epstein emails, right? Where's the email crowd? All irate. They're not, because this is their tactic. The whole tactic is don't answer the question, redirect it. Push your narrative. And she tries to do that, and they go back and forth. And it's not even worth listening to, because once you know the game, once you've disarmed the game, and you're like, no, are you going to apologize or not? I didn't ask about past people. Just you're in charge of the DOJ. You have accountability. Are you going to do it or not? This isn't about who was here before. And the thing is this is a top-down scheme. I guess that's the best thing to call it. It's a scheme. Because you hear Donald Trump do it all the time. He gets in an interview and he goes, we inherited the worst from Biden. To set you up to feel like, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot how horrible not affording egg was. That's right. So now everything's good that I don't have my health care and we're an isolationist nation with a domestic Epstein army on the loose and all these Epstein emails and nobody be investigated. Oh yeah, I forgot about Biden. It's the lack of accountability, and this is a top-down process. Donald Trump sets the standard. You think she works for anybody besides Donald Trump? I've played you audio. I've played you fucking audio. Yesterday, RFK Jr. says, Donald Trump lets me do whatever I want, as long as it's within his confines. I played you audio of different people who have said, I work for him. I don't work for the American people. I work for the president. And people have often reminded that, no, actually, you work for the American public. That's how he got into people. Well, I don't think that's how he got into power, but that's a different story. But anyways, the president is supposed to work for the people, not the people for the president. And that's just a simple, that's like, America 101. And what they do, what their tactic is. And right now, you might be triggering some PTSD, PSTD. You might be triggering a bunch of different letters. I don't know. But that's because you might recognize people in your life do that. You'll ask them a very blunt question, and they'll go, well, how come you never yada, 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 or whatever it is. And that's a tactic by people who don't want to be accountable for what they did. That is a tactic. And unfortunately, it's become so normalized because that is all this administration does. That's all these women and men do, and it's horrific. No, we're not playing Ted Cruz again. I do want to play you this clip because it's kind of funny. We'll take a break from the serious. We'll put this back up. This is Jessica Waters on Fox News. And it's just so hilarious because he's trying to... The other thing they do is not only not ever take accountability, they'll never admit they were wrong, never did any wrong. That's why, it's funny. They call themselves the law and order crowd. They only enforce the laws that can criminalize other people. We saw that with Nixon, the drug war, etc., Watergate. He wanted to find out dirt on them and, make his opponents criminals so they couldn't contest his power. That's what we see every single day here in America now. The mask is fully off. But their other tactic is perpetual victimhood. You saw it with the Super Bowl. We're the victim. We don't speak Spanish. We need our own Super Bowl. You saw it in the 60s and 50s. We're the victim. We need a separate water fountain, pools to swim in. You see it all the time. They're perpetual victims. That is the one thing you can count on. Fake outrage, to be upset because something offended them while they're the strongest people ever, taking their male alpha pills and, saying, why is the left so incensed over everything while they're incensed over things. Once I point out the irony, hopefully you'll identify it more. But this is Jessica Waters. the new Sean Hannity or Tucker Carlson, they're all the fucking same dude. They're mouthpieces for the billionaire class. They're millionaire mouthpieces for the Epstein class. That's all they are. There's no content here. This is worse than AI slop. So here's Jessica Waters. I refuse to call him Jesse because I know his full name is probably Jessica. He tries to be a victim. Are we ready?
Jesse, I was walking Rookie today in my neighborhood, on my street.
On a leash?
Yeah, and this... Is that your boyfriend? This car comes throttling down, and he looks me right in the eye. He was already angry. And he sees me, and I give him a wave, because he was a neighbor, I thought. And all of a sudden, he passes me, screeches on the brakes, rolls down the window, and says, "F you, fascist!"
Whoa, really?
Really? Is that real?
In my neighborhood.
For real?
I swear to God, this happened this afternoon, and I'm thinking to myself, like, he doesn't know I'm a fascist.
Yes, he does. You're on TV.
Do I come up?
Who the fuck said that? It says Jessica. I don't know this show, The Five on Fox News, because, my brain isn't rotting. I don't know who Jessica is, but God bless you. God bless you, woman. God bless you. Because he was trying to be a victim. Jessica Waters. I'm just walking my dog in my gated neighborhood and nobody can come in. But this guy's throttling down the road and he says, "F you, fascist." And he's like, how does he know who I am? And that lady goes, "Because you're on TV. You dummy. What do you think? You're on a closed network? What do you think this is, CCTV, and only the people in the building are watching you? Are these people so fucking dumb that they don't even hear what they're saying?" Because he had planned that. He had that story cocked and loaded. He was like, "Wait till I get to work and everybody's gonna go, oh, poor Jessica, did somebody call you a fascist?" and the other Jessica sitting next to him, she was like, "He knows exactly who you are. You're on the news every day, spouting off your beliefs," which is easy to recognize fascism once you start hearing him talk. I had to share that with you because it was absolutely brilliant. And then I want to share this clip. If you have not seen this is for all the young heads to understand how to see through the matrix. That's right. We're gonna reclaim that matrix thing. Because this is a dude, this is 4 minutes, okay? So I can't even fast forward it. We might stop it, but it's so important for you to hear this. I don't like Jubilee, that stupid fucking show. I think it's so dumb to get these, idiots in a room to be like, did you see the clip of the one dude who was like, "I'm a fascist, you're okay." And it's like, why would you give those people fucking time of day? We had a whole world war over that, and they lost, and they should put it to bed. It's like the Confederacy. There's nothing more irritating than people who say the South will rise again. It's like, God damn, didn't we whoop your ass once? Do we have to do it? Like, we don't want to. Can't you stop erecting these foreign traitor statues to the Confederacy, like loser statue. It's like if they put a statue up of Hitler in America, and you're like, what the fuck? Did we beat this dude? What are we doing here? And the South is like, that's my heritage. Your heritage is a bunch of racist losers that we had to whoop their ass in a war. Are you fucking slow? And then you recognize them in statue form of losing a war? Like, what the fuck kind of participation trophy is that for a war? My Christ, get a real hero like Fred Hampton. So I want to play this for you because this is...
What would be the purpose of enacting tariffs on a country like Canada?
On Canada, well, you want to protect certain industries, and Canada also has a lot of tariffs on the United States, and to get them to have a trade agreement with the United States on that, I don't think it's.
Didn't we have free trade?
I don't think it's
Canada?
I don't think.
What was the United States Mexico Canada agreement?
Yeah, that wasn't in effect when Donald Trump took office.
Who negotiated the United States Mexico Canada agreement?
Look, I don't think it is not a good thing.
Who negotiated?
It's not a good.
Do you know what it is?
It is not a.
Do you know what it is? You don't know what it is.
Yes, I do.
What is it? Explain it.
Yeah, it was a trade agreement between the United States that overturned the previous NAFTA agreement.
And so what did it do?
It established the parameters.
So who negotiated it?
Donald Trump.
So Donald Trump negotiated the USMCA.
Yeah, we need to
free trade agreement that was governing over the United States.
It wasn't free trade. We need to renegotiate these trade agreements.
What does NAFTA stand for?
North American Free Trade Agreement. That's what
was
before Donald Trump.
Like free trade.
Yeah, again, that was before. That wasn't in effect when Donald Trump
And
did
so
it.
then yes, it was. And so, first of all, the USMCA was effectively the same thing as NAFTA.
No,
and so what changed?
I mean, the trade parameters changed, but like I said, I don't think it's a good thing.
Name one.
What do you mean?
What changed?
I mean, for starters, lumber, the way that we trade lumber with Canada changed.
How?
I don't know the actual intricacies of the USMCA, but what I will say is I don't think it's a good thing.
So we have free trade with Canada.
I don't think it's a good thing when countries like
So why did you
EU
go and put tariffs on a country that we had free trade with? What gets better than free?
Well, I guess with Canada, there's also the.
I mean, I didn't know that.
There's also the added part.
Better than free, right?
There's also the added part with Canada that they were spraying propaganda into the United States, which isn't a good thing. That we have an ally spraying propaganda into the United States.
That has nothing to do with what.
Yes, it is.
I'm just asking you.
Tariffs are a means.
Why did you put tariffs on a country that we had free trade with? It was free.
Yeah, because they were pumping propaganda into the United States.
They were pumping propaganda into the United States. How?
What do you mean, how?
How?
I was like, during the World Series, Canada propaganda to the United States. Of course, we're going to put tariffs on them for that. We
They showed a commercial of Ronald Reagan in his own words. So that means that
have other countries.
So wait a second.
Allies
So
come
wait
in
a
and
second.
counter-signal
So wait a
the
second.
States.
So you just made Americans pay more for everything that comes from Canada because they showed a commercial you didn't like? That sounds like being a snowflake, if you ask me.
We should be holding our allies accountable.
Why are
when they
conservatives so
counter-signal the United States
sensitive?
of America.
This is what happens when you have conservative government. They're so sensitive. They're over here raising your prices because they had a commercial that you don't like.
Tariffs don't raise prices. There was just a study
What?
Use Chicago that came out that tariffs actually don't raise the prices of goods.
Why would you go put tariffs on a country we had free FREE trade with?
I'm sorry, that you can spell it all you want. This fucking long-faced dude, this old horse face, we call him Mr. Ed for fun, ain't gonna get it. I would just also like to say that I know this dude was busy disassembling this bot, but I would really like to point out that when he starts going, we need to hold people accountable. Does anybody else do this? When I hear any kind of maggot start to talk about accountability or law and order, immediately I think that would be great. Can we start with the Epstein files? I don't give a shit if it's Bill Clinton or Bill Gates. But shouldn't we investigate why Donald Trump's mentioned the most in there? Just for accountability's sake. They love to harvest that accountability. They love to. They want the poorest people in the country who need help, eating food, to be accountable. But when it comes to the wealthiest, they get a free ride. How does this make sense? We're going to make these SNAP users who are working and can't afford food, we're going to make them accountable. But when it comes to, this bunch of dicks, they don't have to be accountable. And if, you were offended by a commercial, oh, well, suck it. Everybody's going to pay more. It's hilarious. This is why this shouldn't be on. I guess I'm so torn because I'm like, it's good to show people how fraudulent these people are. And he's like, there's Canada spraying propaganda into America. Spraying propaganda? What did they do? They played a commercial with Ronald Reagan's own words. It's propaganda? I think Reagan did some propaganda. I don't think it's what you think it was. But these people are frauds. They have no morals, no backbone. And it's hard for me to think that they should even have a voice at this time because all it does is perpetuate more stupidity into our fucking psyche, which we don't need. We don't need to normalize stupidity anymore. We need to really take intellectualism back from these morons who have cheered on the burning of books, the closing of schools, the fighting of colleges, the woke education. Have you ever thought maybe educators are woke or left because they know their fucking history? I don't know any other country that platforms stupidity as well and as hyped up as America does. And it's really been a disservice to everyone. We're all affected by this. There's no scapegoating it. So I don't know who that is, but fucking God bless this dude. And the way he kept his tone calm. Let's listen to the rest of this because I'll hear him out.
I think that we have a strategic advantage of having our lumber industry here in the United States. I don't want to be reliant upon Canada for our lumber.
Do to go and achieve that aim?
Yeah, it makes it more expensive for imports to come to the United States so that businesses can relocate back to America.
So now, if your disagreement was tariffs on lumber, your answer now is for tariffs on everything.
Again, yeah, you want to establish leverage for future trade agreements. That's how trade agreements work. That's how negotiations work.
And the leverage is to go and charge for something you are getting largely for free.
Again, because you want to have a strategic advantage of making it in the United States, obviously.
Free, and you've heard American businesses that does stuff with Canada as a result of that. The amount of trade that we've had for American companies that do business with Canada has decreased as a result of these policies. And now what's also happening is that Canada is now going all around the world to go look for other partners. It's why, for example, they're meeting with India, why they're meeting with the European Union.
Here's the other thing that really frustrates me about this anti-intellectualism movement of, like, you know, it's majority white MAGA men that are threatened by everything. Again, I cite the halftime show. You don't have to like the music, but goddamn, you threw your own party. You were so jealous that you were like, oh, goddamn, my ex is having her birthday. I'm throwing my own half birthday. It's not even your half birthday. Quarter birthday. I don't give a shit. I'm throwing something. She can't have all the fun, you know? It's like, it's so fucking pathetic. And you don't even see it for what it is. But it's such a waste of this dude, this educated man's breath, to have to break it down like a fucking child. Like, to explain, what are you renegotiating? We had free trade, and you want a better deal? But again, I cite the anti-intellectualism because Donald Trump, for a year or so, has been promising 1,000% off, 1,500% off, 700% off prescriptions. And that doesn't exist. After 100% off, well, 100% off would be what? If you went to the store, let me do this for MAGA. If you went to the store and something was 100% off, MAGA, what would that mean? You get it for free. Now, let me walk you through this. If it's 200% off, is the store fucking paying you? It doesn't exist. This is why you've never in your life seen a President's Day sale saying 200% off, 700% off, 1,500%. You're not going to believe how much we're going to pay you to take these beds. But this orange twat says it, and you just gobble it up like a baby bird, like it's nutritious. He's making you fucking stupider. And then you turn around and you try to defend it and sound like a maroon. Jesus Christ. Help us all. Jesus. All right. Does everybody like Giancarlo Esposito? You know him from Breaking Bad, Los Pollos. He had some interesting words to say. I like words. I don't know if you like words, but if you like words, you're going to like words from Giancarlo.
Time for revolution. It's time for revolution. It's time for it, and they don't even know that's what they're starting. You know, some very rich old white men are exerting their power to suppress our own people, thus creating a feeling of civil war in the streets, preparing the haters to hate, teaching them how to shoot. They're not even trained right, to kill. This is all a preparation for a very insidious problem that's happening in our world. And for me, I have to speak out that we will not be iced out. This is not going to happen. They can't take us all down. If the whole world showed up on Putin's doorstep or on the Iranian's doorstep or in Washington, it would they'll kill 550 million, however, but the rest of us would survive with a new. This is time for a revolution. It's time for it, and they don't even know that's what they're starting. But
they don't even know. So I'll just say this one more time. I'm playing this stuff full audio. This video ain't gonna get monetized. So if you could support the channel, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, share it, like it, share it with somebody who needs to be woke the fuck up. We're woken the fuck up, people. Being woke is not a bad thing. I know Donald Trump and his cohorts of perverts tried to teach you that woke is bad, but that just means you see through the matrix. You understand that it's not left versus right. You understand this is not red versus blue. This is up versus down. The haves versus the have-nots. The Epstein class versus everybody else. Really what it is. They're in full power and control. All of them. From Trump to Clinton. And they're friends. God damn. And there was somebody who said, double tap the thumb, like, share, and subscribe. It's free. Thank you, Lady Weiser. Good to see you. Good to see you. Trump is a clown. Thank you. This administration is slowly destroying itself. The only thing, Olga, is they're too slow. Because America has become desensitized and normalized into what they're doing. You know, almost everything I play for you or talk to you about is showing you how they're normalizing this. When you don't stand up to bullies, I mean, right away. You ever been bullied? You let a bully you once, and they're coming back every day. Their bully sense went full bully mode. And if you don't stand up to a bully once, it doesn't matter what happens. It's not about that. I've talked to you about Lexington Green here in Massachusetts, 1775. 77 of the militia of Captain John Parker. Captain John Parker got his militia ready, 77 men, American or soon-to-be American men, stood their ground on the Lexington Green in April 19th, 1775. And you know who was coming down the trail? 700 grenadiers and trained soldiers, not militia, soldiers. And Captain Parker was like, listen, we're not going to move. We're not going to roll over. If they mean to have war, let them have it here. They knew they weren't going to win. But that American spirit lives strong in them. And they said, they're going to have to bolt over us if they're going to get by us. We're not going to stand aside because we know what happens. Once you stand aside, you let them walk right through you. So to the person, I don't even know what their name was, but to whoever says, like, don't diss America, you don't understand what the First Amendment is. To dissent, to critique. Let me bring up a great old Abe Lincoln quote. And I think this is important because if we can reach one stupid mind, one dummy, if we can reach here on my show, we're trying to reach out to dummies. We're really doing God's work here. We're reaching out to all dummies across America who say, don't ever say anything bad about America. Okay, tell that to Abe Lincoln. This country with its institutions belongs to the people who inhabit it. Whenever they shall grow weary of the existing government, they can exercise their constitutional right of amending it, the amendments, or their revolutionary right to dismember or overthrow it. Dirty hippie, Abe Lincoln, 1860 something or other. So when you say that, don't say it to me. Say it to Abe Lincoln. Say, do not do not talk bad about America. Do not say you can speak up against America. Say it to Abe Lincoln, because he's the one quoted here saying, the people have their revolutionary right to dismember or overthrow it if they're unhappy. Hence our founding, the Lexington Green. Go look it up. God bless all those men. And then you know what happened after those 700 British soldiers and grenadiers? I just like saying grenadiers. Marched through and caused casualties. They got to Concord, and the militia was a little more than 77, about 400 strong at that point, and they were like a mean hornet's nest. And they were peppering those soldiers all the way back to Boston. Those soldiers retreated. And once they got back to Boston and they were held captive on that island, they abandoned ship and they never came back to Massachusetts again. I'm very proud of my state's history. And I'm even happier to educate or share that with people, because if you don't know your history and that we said, fuck no, we're not going to take this shit from bullies, you could do it again. And for anyone to tell you that that's anti-American is a fucking liar. Or just have him say it to Abe Lincoln's headless body. I don't know how you'd say it to Abe, but you know what I mean? You get the point. It's like a metaphor. Stephelson, thoughts on Jesus would have come in legally? Jesus was a revolutionary. You understand that, right? Does everybody understand that? So Jesus was not a conformist of the time. In fact, his greatest hits include him not fucking conforming to the law. His whole thing was like, you guys are doing what? You're treating people like this? No. I know you heard to love the people who love you and hate everybody else, but bullshit on that. Jesus was like, bullshit on that. I'm here to tell you to love your enemy too. And then Jesus goes on to say, if you just love people who love you, aren't the most despised of us? Aren't the most despised of us, the worst of the worst? Don't they even love people that love them? These are Jesus's words, not mine. You can go read the Bible for yourself. I feel most of these Christians have not read the Bible. They're relying on someone like Joel Osteen to teach them about it and to get a little seed money, if you know what I mean. Jesus was a revolutionary, marked by the state. Woe to the hypocrites, to the rulers at the time, the people who were laying down the law. He said, you guys are a bunch of hypocrites. He wasn't a conformist. He brought a whole new, what you could say, a revolution to how people were living. But the biggest point I'd like to say to you, whatever you think of, oh, Jesus lived by the law. Oh, really? And why did he tell people? Why did he tell people? I know you've been told to love people who love you. But don't the taxpayers do that? I mean, don't the tax collectors even do that? Don't they just love the people who love? What good is that? What the fuck does that do? He came to scramble people's brains. And guess what? Most of them didn't get it. They kept trying to capture him. They were like, we got to get this dude. He is causing a ruckus. He is all sorts of disheaval and upheaval and all sorts of nonsense. So for anybody who's telling you Jesus would have come here legally, just know that Jesus fucking, the only thing I think he did legally was pay his taxes, you know? Like, they wanted that dude. He was a wanted man. That's a story of a wanted revolutionary, Jesus. Okay? I just need to remind people of that because I'm sick of fucking people perverting Jesus's message. He wasn't here to say, listen, everybody needs to just listen to the Pharisees and Rome, and everybody just needs to really behave, okay? He was like, I'm raising bitches from the dead. I'm feeding everybody. I'm going to heal these people who are beggars because this society won't care for them. And then he was like, let me tell you this parable about the Good Samaritan who said, it's not about what happens to me, but what happens to that person. So I need to help them. I need to think outside of myself. But what happened here in America is it's been co-opted by politics, used as a shield. Religion is used as a, not only a shield to protect themselves. I believe in God. Well, your actions don't. But used as a club to batter people, to think that, oh, we are better. We know this. We know. But most of them, and I'm just telling you from my experience, maybe your experience is different, but most of them are not understanding this fucking language that Jesus spoke as clearly as he spoke it. They're perverting it. Or you'll see them, do excerpts. Oh, Leviticus. Oh, this. Oh, look at this one. And I'm like, listen, bitch, if you're going to bring me some Bible, bring me stuff in the red. I read the red. The red is what Jesus said. I read the red, what Jesus said. Sam, I am. Green eggs and ham. I don't even know. So thank you, Stephelson. And thank you for, sorry, I didn't even notice. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Anybody who tells you Jesus would have come here legally, just ask them, more about Jesus and see if they could tell you. And I know that makes people upset. But I'm not, the funny thing about that is Jesus knew that. He was like, listen, I'm going to upset some motherfuckers. I'm going to piss some people off. And they just ain't going to be having it. And you don't want to know, spoiler alert to the ending of my story. And I'm okay with that, I'm fucking fine with it. If I'm the one who has to say, hey, guess what, guys? Jesus was like, we should be caring for people. feeding people. Here, let me show you some antichrist work. Here's some antichrist work. When you have the poorest of the poor people who are working, you have to be working to get SNAP, okay? Majority of people are working to get SNAP, and they mostly work for like Walmart. They mostly work for fucking billion-dollar companies. And when you start regulating fucking what they're doing, instead of providing, you know, good alternatives for food, and you just regulate it, well, you're not regulating any of the wealthy people. In fact, you're allowing them to operate outside of the law. That's what all this Epstein stuff is. They get to operate outside of the law. Well, they put shit in like this. This is Antichrist material. That's what you see. If you fucking think that Jesus Christ would have been like, hey, listen, you poor people, no gummies, all right, enough with the soda. You're not reading the Bible, moron, okay? It can't be any clearer. Anyways, this was in the Epstein files. I don't know who's been here since the beginning. I just figured I'd show you this again. I don't really remember who that is. Does anybody know? But it's a weird picture. He's throwing two paper planes at these building blocks, twin building blocks. Where is my? Here we go. While I show this, I just have to play some audio. Again, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, because this video ain't getting monetized.
All right, then we can go up here and we can begin picking out individual bushes, one at a time. There's a happy little bush. He lives right there.
Oh, there's happy little
You know
bush.
he was there, didn't you? And he's got a little friend named
named Epstein. I fill the rest of that in. Don't worry about it. Thank you. Kiss the whatever. Thank you. I saw that. Such a wild painting. Oh, RJW. You want to go into some more wild paintings? Hold on. What is Raygun? The PDF class are colluding against you. They are. And that's the craziest thing, Raygun. It's even in the Epstein files. I've showed you guys this. It's in the Epstein files where they're like, us rich elites don't have to worry about anything. We defanged their revolutionary movements years ago with pop culture. Like, I've showed you that. You can go watch my old lives. I'm not digging it up right now. But like the Epstein class is colluding against us. If you don't think there's a class war, that's great. They do. And they're like, we've defanged all their revolutionary movements. They're not going to do anything. We gave them Nintendo and Pop Rocks. And they're like, these fucking dummies. Well, maybe this is their downfall. You're going to take our Laffy Taffy. Fucking revolution. What is this? Oh, hold on. Some good news, guys. Good news. This link down below. I had to show you this because what would you call it? A believer of human art. I know that's rare nowadays with all the Elons and Joe Rogans telling you, just make your art through AI. Why do you need an artist? I don't know, because AI can't make anything original. I don't know. Because Elon, I've seen your robot, which is just a woman dressed up as a robot. Because you promised to go to Mars and then abandon that, and now you're going to the moon. Right. I don't trust liars. That's just one of my, one of the hard lines in the sand I draw. I refuse to keep trusting liars. But because I'm such a staunch believer in art by humans, this is amazing. Ireland launches world first scheme to provide basic income for artists. Link down below so you can read the whole story. We're going to get to more of the Epstein paintings, but look at this. Hold on. There's too many comments. Artists based in the Republic of Ireland. What about North of Ireland? Chuck your la. Republic of Ireland could be paid £325 or euros or £283 a week by the Irish government as part of a scheme to support them in their work. The Basic Income for Arts BIA project is believed to be the first permanent one of its kind in the world. That's great news. In a world of AI is going to take your job and also make the songs you have to listen to and write the poetry, and everything's going to be, some fucking philosophy from Grok, which will probably, do deep fakes of your kids, or I don't know. It's looking, mighty not bright. This is the first step towards that. And if you don't support this, okay, that's awesome. Sick. Salma Hayek's husband art collection is so socks. Thinks monstrous. Salma Hayek's husband is an artist? That's cool. I did not know that. Thank you for the info. Why do magazines always talk about things of the past? We can all go forward in time. Thank you, Jean. Sir Jean. Thank you. Well, it's because what I addressed earlier. MAGA has to be A, a perpetual victim, and B, cannot take accountability. Those are two things with every MAGA I've ever met. There's zero accountability, and they always are a victim. Somebody, look at the president. Go watch any fucking interview he does. You ask him one question he doesn't like, you're not very nice. You're not very nice. Get him out of here. Fake news. Da-da-da. That's saying, I can't be accountable. I can't answer that. That's too hard for me. My skin is too thin. I'm very offended. That's layman speak. What people hear, what bullies hear is, wow, what a tough guy. He's kicking him right out. And what everybody else hears, like, why can't you answer that? That wasn't even that tough of a question. Just answer it. Or what you'll constantly see is you ask something, they go, well, what about Biden? Merrick Garland was here a long time ago. Why don't you ask him? I don't know. Is he head of the DOJ right now? We're talking to you because you have massive power, you fucking dolt. It's projection. That's right. And every accusation is an admission. I forgot about that. Every accusation. And I want everybody, hold on, I'll play the happy little trees again. Hold on.
And we can begin picking out individual bushes, one at a time, one at a time. There's a happy little bush. He lives right there. You know he was there, didn't you?
I did.
And he's got a little friend.
He does?
Clyde.
Clyde.
Over here.
I love his friend.
Go through get some.
All right, does everybody calm down now? Now that we all know that every accusation is an admission, I want you to think back over the past 10 years. This is going to be horrifying. This is really going to be horrifying for us. I want you to think over the past 10 years and all the things they claimed about everybody. The Pizzagate, the conspiracies, all the things they claimed are true about themselves. That's what every accusation is an admission means, okay? Just so everybody's on the same page. And once you just take a moment to listen to some Bob Ross so you can get into that, woo-saw zone and really, really go there, I want you to think about all the accusations they've made that are just admissions. I want you could just Google pardoned J6er new crime and just look those up. I've showed some to you. Yeah. So thank you. I didn't see who said that. Zancy Pelosi. Who was it? Sunshine Euphoria. What's up? Good to see you. Good to see you. Divide and conquer. That's what it is. No, he collects it. Co-owned of Balenciaga. Oh, what? Ooh, Sierra. Oh my God. We're going to have to dive into that then. Red hat, blue hat, all the same. Wake up. Thank you, Mega Smith. And I appreciate that you're a Mega Smith. Not an ultimate, not a super, a mega. I like the little things in life. I live in Boston. Slow clap for you. They are the most insecure people, Black Betty. 100%. Wham-ba-lam. Okay. I won't try to explain any conspiracies. Remember, the thing that we're talking about with the Epstein files, for the little peanut brains, there's a couple peanut brains in here, and you guys are adorable. When you jump up and down, can you feel your brain hit the top and bottom? Fucking little maroons. Look at how cute you are. See, we're not talking about conspiracies now. We're talking about allegations because we have all the Epstein files. Or, sorry, Trump's still breaking the law. We have a good amount of the Epstein files. So what I'm bringing to you is stuff like this, where it's not really a conspiracy, but more of like, who's LeChucked? Oh, and then they found her. You know what I mean? I know this is hard for a peanut brain. I know Peanut Brain, like, crazy, crazy. And you go, but we're talking about things that have been released by the government, redacted heavily, but people thankfully found a way and then identified. So it's not really as much as an accusation as in, like, why are these the allegations not being investigated? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Little Peanut Brain. He's so adorable. So cute. Thank you for the algorithm engagement. Appreciate you. I know you're probably going to be the one that's like, I'm reporting this video later for angering me. Oh. Some of this artwork is just gnarly. Who do you guys think that looks like? Or this? I want you to notice in the background. And again, we can't know where these paintings came from. We just can't because it's all redacted. And I did not take a screenshot of this is the end of the email chain. I didn't take a screenshot of the original one because it's a lot of crazy allegations that I can't read here. But, you know, whoever sent him all these paintings was like, you'll go down for all of what you've done, yada, 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 Epstein victims. This is your last chance for redemption. And I thought, whoever wrote this email, you know, like, that's kind of Jesus of them to be like, hey, you got one more chance. You know, because for me, if I was writing this, I wouldn't be like, you have one more chance. And this person, like, think about the spirit you have to be writing. I'm guessing, I don't know, it's all redacted, but to be writing somebody and sending them these, you know, paintings. And you're like, one more chance, mister. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Either we should bet the I don't know if they should have one more chance, but that's kind of you. Oh, I wanted to show you guys this. This is important. This is what I talk about with the media not being your friend and the narrative they're trying to push on you. So the Wall Street Journal, if you don't know, is owned by Rupert Murdoch, who also owns Fox News. He was the guy that Donald Trump said he was going to sue for $10 billion because they said this exists, which turns out it does. And then I'm not going to show you that, but it's a cake that oddly looks like this. And at the top it says Jeffrey's girl. Okay. So just so you know, this is the Wall Street Journal, who Rupert Murdoch owns and is an Australian and gets his money from dividing Americans, keeping the working class divided. It's a class war, not a culture one. And their narrative is Gen Zers and millennials are swimming in student debt and may never own homes, but they're splurging on gut-healthy juices and rotisserie chickens. You're fucking kidding me. I read something like that and I just wish you could light the internet on fire. And this person correctly points out, no longer content merely to splurge on the occasional avocado, millennials are now living a life of hedonistic excess with their $5 Costco chickens. Do you understand how comedy can cut right through the bullshit? Like what they're telling you is, yeah, you'll never own a home. It's not because home prices has quadrupled in the past 3 years and wages haven't even kept up. Not that. It's not because BlackRock is buying towns and making them into rentervilles. It's not that. It is not because your dollar has lost 25% of its worth since 2020. It is not that. It's gut healthy juices. And the funniest fucking thing about this is like, isn't that MAGA's whole thing? Weren't they like hurrahing RFK for bringing back measles and eradicating medicine? Weren't they like, finally, we just need to eat chicken and gut healthy probiotics. That's all the immunity I need. You know, it's like they love to cheer it on when it works in their favor of fucking oppressing other people. But then as soon as it's like this, you know, then they're like, yeah, those stupid hippies with their gut healthy juices. Anyways, RFK, what were you saying? Orange juice is now Tylenol? Okay, sounds good. You know what I mean? We cut through the bullshit here. And if this is your first time, I'm Rob. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I love you. Your work is not your worth. I need to repeat that again. What you do for work is not your worth. You are worth something just because you're a fucking human. I feel like I owe it to Mr. Rogers. That man was such a beautiful soul, and we don't have people like him to stand against this tyranny that is oppressing us all. And there's so many people out there that don't know their worth. They don't. They just don't. And I'm here to tell you that you're worth something. You're worth something. Not the people in the Epstein files or the dipshits that write stuff like this, but you as a worker. It's not what you do. You're just worth something. And you deserve food, shelter, clothing, pursuit of happiness. You know? Crush Dice is here. What's up, Crush? Good to see you. Good to see you. Sub, share, like, smash the notification bell. 100%. Oh, I love that. Hold on. Good, we got another peanut brain. Are you guys ready? I'm going to read a peanut brain comment. Be careful. Don't shake your head too hard. You might damage your brain. God says, in 14th century Bulgaria, we starved to death, and you're oppressed? Don't you love those fucking straw man arguments? Where they're like, there's a kid in Africa that's hungry, and how dare you say fucking, you don't have health insurance? Oh, I forgot. You're right. Unless you were being sarcastic, then how our copays have gone up 100%. Who else is talking about copays? 14th century, LOL. Work-life balance. I say fuck a work-life balance, just have a life. My whole motto on this fucking show is fuck a dream job. I'm sick of fucking people being like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Leave the goddamn kid alone. If they could even make it to be an adult with all the shit that's happened in the Epstein files, God bless them. Leave them fucking children alone. Epstein people and people harassing them for a career at 10. Let the fucking kid decide. Why don't we flip around this whole society? And when you're a kid, you go to school, you learn to read, because that's important. MAGA, learn to read. It's very important. But then we let kids travel. We have set up abroad programs, not abroad as in Epstein files. Get your minds out of the gutter. But we set up programs where kids can go see what the world is like. So they're not fucking boxed in to think America's the greatest, even though we don't have healthcare. We're all going to die earlier because we're paying more and nothing makes sense. Not so they can, rip on the younger people for gut-healthy juices and rotisserie chickens, and let them spend 10 fucking years experiencing life. And then when they come back at, 28, be like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you're like, well, you know what? I saw this fucking cool potter in Italy, and I think I want to blow glass or whatever. Let people do that shit. Why do you gotta know at 18 what the fuck you want to study? Are you kidding me? 18-year-olds? Some of you don't even want 18-year-olds to vote. You want them to decide what they're going to do with their life? What a fucking joke. This whole society is fucking ass backwards. And now Dr. Oz is on TV telling you just not retire? What twat is taking that? I'm not. Dr. Oz, here you go. That's why I said don't retire. While you sit there comfortably in some fucking Jordan Marsh suit. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, sorry about that. What were we saying about copays? Yeah, copays are out of control. Hold on. I'm a joke. Yeah, that's such a joke, right? Telling kids, don't decide what you want to be at 17 and figure shit out, man. Go around the world. Fucking travel. That's a joke to you? You sound like a bitter old boomer who fucking bought your house for a nickel while you worked one job at the post office and raised a fucking family and turned around and told kids, you're buying rotisserie chickens, you little heathens. Shut the fuck up and get out of here. Shut the fuck up. Do you understand me? Go do your live stream where you're like, you know what? I hate these kids drinking their probiotics and having vitamins every day. When I was growing up, we just ate dirt, or some fucking stupid lie before the dirt was poisoned by Monsanto. Shut the fuck up. This video is not getting monetized. I understand that. So if you could help me out, just hit subscribe and the notification bell. I don't care. This is too important. I'm reaching somebody today, and you know who you are. You don't have to put it in the comments, but I'm reaching you. Okay? You know what? If you like watching it so much, you can watch it in quiet. Somebody said, I like watching the crying live streams. If you like watching it so much, why don't you stay in here and keep your mouth shut? You don't talk when I'm in fucking school. God damn, Sunshine Euphoria. Hi, Rob. All right, that brought me back down. You found me, old Jimmy Backhand. What are you, from New England? With a name like that, we know what your family did as a living. Oh shit, here comes the backhands. Watch out. Cow farmer. How do you feel, cow farmer, that Donald Trump does not give a fuck about small farmers and he's doing everything he can to sell you out to corporations? How does that feel? He's eradicating the working fucking farmer in America. And he's doing it while he tells you he loves you. You should at least pay a prostitute if you're going to get that kind of treatment. Argentina. Nah, man. I'm sorry. I can't see a name like Jimmy Backhand and not think you're like come from a long lineage of New Englanders who were just known for backhanding people when they spoke out of line. Like, oh, there's the backhands. They fought in the Revolution. They didn't even use guns. They just backhanded people. Fucking stay away from them. Who do I support, bro? I support the people. I know that this is the other problem with America. They think it's a team sport. They think the Super Bowl is politics, and that's poison for your brain. That is fucking poison. Stop thinking that. I'm never been a Democrat, never. God forbid. I would bring a long line of family shame if I ever called myself a maggot or a Republican. Staffelson, thank you for the 99 super chat. He supports you, I think. I do. I support, this is why I do this show every day. Because I love people who fucking want to survive. That's what we're asking for. I need you to understand that before like the cow farmers and the troll accounts start being like, what a loser, what a delusional idiot. What am I advocating for? That you don't die in an Uber ride to the fucking hospital because you couldn't afford an ambulance? Are you fucking thick in the head? Who would fucking go after someone who's like, I know we don't agree politically, but I don't think you should die in an Uber on the ride to the hospital because you couldn't afford the ambulance bill? Do you hear the words that I'm saying, or does it just not make sense to a peanut brain? That's what I'm advocating for. And until I see somebody like Bernie Sanders, which I don't even believe he can stand against the fucking tide of these Democrats and Republicans, the Democrats cut him the fuck out. Like illegal. They were like, oh no, he's not doing, no. Healthcare, you fucking crazy. Get him out of here. Like, so until I hear somebody saying that, I don't support him. You know who I support? The comrades in here. All right? Where are my comrades at? All my comrades in here, that's who I support. You'll see them with the blue wrench. Ray Gun, Steffelson. There's a lot of new people. I'm sorry. Hold on. Who said real Versanex with a goddamn SpongeBob with a top hat avatar? You give Boston an awful name? I want you to go listen to Dropkick Murphy's new single, Citizen Ice. If you don't understand, Boston is a working class town that is union strong and we don't take shit from bullies, you ain't from here. Or you're one of them lace curtain fucks. And if you're from Boston, you know exactly what the fuck I just called you. Love Trump and love ICE. Why don't you just add you love Epstein too, you fake account? Get the fuck out of here. I'm done with these fuckers. And you should be too. We all should be. I'm tired of them talking about law and order while they excuse these fucking perverts all day long. I'm done with them saying, oh, Super Bowl halftime show, we gotta have our own. You already did that in the 50s with pools, buses, schools, water fountains, restaurants. You already did that. That fucking show is played. You tried it with the Confederacy, you rose up and we sat you the fuck down. Take down all those monuments. You know who I support? Whoever the fuck takes down all them Confederate monuments. We don't have monuments of Saddam Hussein. We don't have monuments of Hitler. Those were also fucking losers. How the hell is America allowing Confederate, not America? They were the Confederate States, a foreign enemy of us, to fucking erect statues of some losers in war, like a goddamn war participation trophy. You know who? The MAGAs. The one who clap. Oh, sir, you got a soccer ball Nobel Peace Prize. Amazing. And then you took that woman's Nobel Peace Prize. Amazing. I'm just tired of this shit, and you should be too. Your president wrote a goddamn poem to the greatest pervert on earth. And it's weird to call him the greatest, but he was. I mean, he got away with it. He's back on his island or whatever. If you've read, here, I'll show you. If you've even read the death certificate stuff. If you've even read that. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Look at the date on that. Does anybody know when he actually died? Does anybody know? Another great thing from the Epstein files. It just proved the government's a fucking liar. There it is. Take a peek at that. There you go. Gavin in 28. Listen. I understand Gavin is Rico Suave out there in California, but he's fighting against a wealth tax. That is no friend to you or me. Here in Massachusetts, if you don't know, we implemented a wealth tax. They call it a millionaire's tax. They call it a fucking, I don't know, Epstein class tax. I don't know what you want to call it. But we did in 2022. And all the billionaires, I fought heavily for this. And all the billionaires said, we're going to leave Massachusetts if you tax us. And I would say, good, get the fuck out of here. Sell your Airbnbs and kick rocks. Go to New Hampshire. And none of them did. We implemented a 4% tax on any income over $1 million. And our millionaire population grew by 39%. None of them left. I was so mad. And then when they were like, well, don't tax us. I said, if you have millions of dollars and can't afford a tax, maybe you should stop buying gut-healthy juices and rotisserie chickens, you nerds. What are you spending all your money on? What are you, flying to Epstein Island every weekend? You can't be taxed? Get the fuck out of here. So Gavin Newsom is fighting against something that is proven to work. If you don't know, after that tax implemented, you can get a free bachelor's degree at any community college in Massachusetts. Every kid that goes to school doesn't have to pay for lunch. There's no school lunch debt in America. I mean, in Massachusetts. There shouldn't be in America. It's a very American word. But here in Massachusetts, no kid that goes to school has lunch debt. Isn't that amazing? That's what Jesus would have wanted, to feed people. So it works. And Gavin Newsom ain't that dude. He's packaged properly. He's packaged for the news. He speaks right. I love when he tweets. You know, I don't think it's him, but I love the satirical make fun of you tweets. But goddamn, the only people I support is where their actions meet them fucking words, and his don't. His don't by a long shot, because he's not stupid. He knows the millionaire's tax works. The thing is he's bought and paid for. Caps lock doesn't make you any smarter. Has science proven that? I don't know. We should tell Donald Trump that. What about the fraud? You're the only fraud in here, man. He's alive, by the way. We know. we know. Anavan. That sounds like a drug. Boston Rob, you're all right in my book. Thank you. Because that would have been unnerving if you were like, not all right in my book. Something about saying somebody's either all right or not all right in a book makes you think it's forever, you know, because books kind of last forever. Well, except for the ones the Republicans burn. Maybe that's why they want to burn them. What are they hiding? Damn, so I'm not smarter now? I don't know. I don't know. That kind of came off a little smarter with all the caps. Have you shown his art yet? Ooh, let's go through it. Welcome, Natasha. Let's go through it. This is the art. That's a bad theme song. I'm so sorry. Here, I want to show this one first because this was, he had more. I didn't even take the rest of the pictures. I'm so sorry. But if you subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this, like this, put it in your book. Tomorrow I'll take the rest of these because apparently out in the Epstein files today or last night, he had a lot of, I'm so mad I don't have the other ones. I really thought I did. I went live in a frantic hurry, but he had a lot of personal paintings done for himself of famous people. The other art in the Epstein files is from unknown sender because it's redacted to, we're guessing Epstein because they're like, you know, give yourself up. Hold on. You just wanted to go out. Why do you want to come back in? Come on. Go lay down. All right, so this is one of them. Whenever I feel the need for speed, no, that's not the right quote. Nothing's more important than family. Remember when, like, you know, I think the Fast and the Furious might have had something to do with us getting so stupid. It's just a loose theory, but, you know, I'm just throwing it out there. Here's the audio that I feel goes along with this.
And we can begin picking out individual bushes, one at a time. There's a happy little bush. He lives right there. You know he was there, didn't you? And he's got a little friend named
Epstein. Sorry, the clip cuts off. I was just throwing words out. All right, but look, this is the end of the email chain. I can't show you the other part because there's a lot of crazy words in there. But from unknown. It says, you all go down for what you've done, blank, 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 Epstein victims. This is your last chance for redemption, right? And here's some of the art in it. Warning. Warning. I mean, it's art. It's art. Listen, it's art. It's art. It's art. This one's crazy. Seems like old times, totally redacted. This one, I'd like to show you 2 photos, and then I want to see if you can see any similarities. Okay, are we ready? Now, if you notice here, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in this one. If you look back here, who is a curdled mustard yellow-headed boy? Who would be that boy? Just want to show you, you know, I don't know if anything came to your mind when you were seeing some of these. I don't know. I don't know. Who's to say? This could all be coincidences. This is all just coincidental, right? That's what MAGA believes. It's just a bunch of coincidences. You know, let's move the country on. Law and order. They're like, they're like the seagulls out of Nemo. Mine, law and order, law and order. Fucking idiots. In this one, we got unredacted. Old Wolverine Snake Gina, unredacted. And somebody said that looks like, that last name, Lil Chucked, and that face with that hair kind of matches this LinkedIn psycho. And then the worst part, are you ready for the worst part? The worst part is right here. If you read, it says trauma-informed ADR specialist. Anybody, what's an ADR specialist? I'm guessing that's some sweet C-suite corporate talk. Trauma-informed ADR specialist. What does that mean? Trauma-informed. How'd you get informed about trauma? I do not know how America is tolerating this. I understand. We have the internet. You have your Super Nintendos and your GameCubes and all that shit. But like, these are the wealthiest, most powerful people in the world, and we're just letting them off the hook. I can't figure it out. I'm gonna have to go through this. I had Pam Bondi testifies on Epstein files at oversight hearing full pulled up, but we missed it. It was live earlier. Ooh, gross. Okay, sorry. I had the Epstein files pulled up. I do want to play this for you. If you don't remember, Miss B Best. Do you guys know who that is, Miss B Best? She is a doozy, okay? She is a Slovenian whore. I don't know exactly. But there are more out. Hold on. Oh, come on. Okay. Here we go. If you don't know, this is the first lady from Slovenia. She came here on an EB1 visa. Now, people have said EB1 could stand for anything. I put a couple clues together, and my theory is it stands for Epstein's buddy, number 1. Number 1, Epstein's buddy, EB1 visa. And that's the first lady. You might know her from her flop documentary that was $40 million of bribery money, Melania, self-titled. And there's an interesting theory going on the internet that I would like to play for you, okay? It pertains to her. Should have took a picture of it. It's on Hawk's podcast. Oh my God, not Melania, it's called. I'm going to play this for you. Who knows? Is this all crazy coincidence? I don't know. I guess with MAGA, they used to believe it wasn't crazy coincidence, and now it's all just crazy Who could have thinks? Who could have thoughts?
This is a snapshot from a 1996 archive of a website called A Foreign Affair. As you can see, Melania is on this website, and she has her date of birth, her background. There's her photos from her modeling. I think she was like 17 in those photos. If you look down here, it says that The website is called A Foreign Affair, and this was copyright 1996. Foreign Affair is a real matchmaking, international dating, mail order bride company that exists, that is based in the United States, that was founded in 1995
Thank you,
and
Stuffelson,
still
for the
operates to this
199
day.
super
From the
chat.
Internet Archive, this
And
was
for Stop
1996, the year after A Foreign Affair had already started, so Melania was on the website a year after it was founded. Like when I say they're still active and operating to this day, you can look at their social medias, they're actively still posting, showing off their happy couples, showing off the brides they have available. Like, this is weird. And like, I'm not being a hater on like international dating, but under these pretenses in this context, yeah, this is just like mail order bride stuff. International marriage broker, romance tour company. Be for real. Just take a look-see at the countries in which they operate. All right. So yeah, we need to protect the Wayback Machine at all costs because the evidence is there. You know, this isn't shocking, and I know that like these people lie intentionally and they lie by omission all the time, especially when they're talking about like their backgrounds. But it is pretty crazy that like there's evidence that she was a mail order bride, and Michael Wolff might just prove it in a court of law. So this is,
If you don't know what she's referencing, Melania threatened to sue Michael Wolff because of his reporting on other reporting that they met through Epstein. And Michael Wolff, who does a Daily Beast podcast here on YouTube with the Daily Beast lady, I forget her name, on that podcast, he said, I welcome it. He's doing crowdfunding, even though he's probably rich enough to afford the lawyers. I thought that was so stupid. He's like, I'm crowdfunding my lawsuit against the president or the first lady. Because he was like, I welcome it. Because once we go to discovery, you're going to have to prove that this isn't true. And I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure, you know. So that's what she was renting. That's what she was referencing. By the way, what is it? Steffelson, if you chat again, you should be modded now. It's about time. Yeah, we could just silence these people. Listen, if you're gonna, be upset that we're calling out the stuff that the government has released, snitching on itself that they're involved in the greatest pedophile ring in, world history, known history, just keep that energy, man. Keep that energy once, everything collapses. Keep that energy. Stay loyal to the cause, because I want to see it. I want to see these people staying loyal to the cause. Keep that energy, baby. Keep it. Don't tuck tail once they all start rolling over on each other. Because rats on a ship, they're not staying faithful. We've seen what happens as soon as somebody leaves the White House. Donald Trump turns on them, they turn on Trump. This is a bunch of rat world, snake eat snake world. But I want you to keep that energy. You keep defending these rich people that just pray you die, and they do it in weird ways, like AI denials through healthcare that you don't have a right to. You have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. None of that includes health. There should be a little asterisk, on those on those fucking sacred documents. What a joke, man. Is Tim Pool not live right now? There's a lot of peanut brains in here. It's just sad. I wish I had a picture of Joe Rogan taking an ice bath so you dudes could stare at his nipples. Maybe that would calm you down. Everybody seems a lot triggered. Didn't prove the first time why they were allowed to use the card for those things. Now little kids, because of trickle-down economics, can't eat candy or get a pop. It's unreal, man. You're referencing Jimmy Backhand's referencing. Oh, by the way, let me just show this to people in case you don't know. This is an Abraham Lincoln quote. This country with its institutions belongs to the people who inhabit it. whenever they shall grow weary of the existing government. Grow weary, not fucking obedient. They can exercise their constitutional right of amending it or their revolutionary right to dismember and overthrow it, Abe Lincoln. I know MAGA hates him, right? Unless Donald Trump compares him to him. Oh, look at this. Oh, I forgot about this. Laura Loomer thought she was hot shit saying, what the hell is this illegal alien farm worker non-English shit on TV? Some will call ICE. Talking about the Super Bowl, which this dummy doesn't understand. You know, he's American. Nicki Minaj, not American. Bad Bunny, American. And my God, if Covey ain't, murked her in words. New review of Melania just dropped. What the hell is this illegal alien farm worker non-English shit on my TV? Someone call ICE. Oh, shit. Oh man. Honest Abe. Could not tell a lie. Or was that Washington? I don't know. They were all liars. They wrote the Declaration of Independence saying all men are created equal while owning slaves. So they were a bunch of liars, but MAGA doesn't want to acknowledge that. Oh my God, we might feel bad. That was the funniest thing when MAGA was admitting, like, there were talking heads on TV saying, you want your kids to feel bad about themselves from history? And it's like, I thought you motherfuckers were tough. Why would you feel bad about history and not just learn from it? Not just have, feelings, but actually discussions. It's so funny. They cannot fucking, figure out their story. You ever try to talk to a liar and they're just all over the place and you're like, okay, you don't know what you believe. You're a husk of a person. You're a shell of a human. And you're just waiting to be told what your morality is so you can try to badger other people with it. That's the definition of MAGA. Oh, shit. Did you see this in the Epstein files? Purchased 330 gallons of sulfuric acid. We have not even scratched the surface of how bad this is. I forgot about that one. This. MAGA, are you still here? MAGA, are you still here? I need your full fucking attention. I'll read this to you. I know you're practically illiterate, but I need you to pay attention. Steve Bannon, Donald Trump's trusted and fat advisor, targeted incels. If you don't know what an incel is, it just means involuntary celibate. These are the perpetually online men and boys that hate the world, think girls don't like them, not because they don't have a personality, but think girls don't like them because, girls are bad cooties or whatever. I really don't know what they believe in. I don't give a shit. I just know they think they're involuntary celibate. Not the fact that they have no personality and hate everything, but it's, not their fault. Again, perpetual victims. Involuntary. Perpetual fucking victims. It's hilarious. Targeted incels because they are easy to manipulate, Cambridge Analytica whistleblower says. Hold on. Don't forget that the pedo king. Oh, we've got to figure out how to say that. The pedo king. That is how we can get away. Don't forget the pedo king won the lottery twice. I think he won it once, Kurt, his royal fatness. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Kurt, his royal fatness. Sometimes I just love the YouTube handles. Sometimes, God, it's the little things in life, and it's a YouTube handle that just brings joy to my heart. Thank you so much, Kurt, his royal fatness. Don't forget that the Peter King, Jeff Epstein, won the lottery twice. He actually won the Powerball, and then he won the Publishers Clearinghouse. And what was fascinating about him winning the Powerball, it was after he was arrested. How do you get a Powerball ticket in prison? Seems like it could be a setup. But again, maybe just all coincidences, guys. All coincidences. Everything is just a loose coincidence that tightly winds together into a big, giant cabal of creeps that have all the money, power, make all the rules, and are not being investigated. But it's just a coincidence. I'm glad we all agree. Thank you, Kurt, his royal fatness. Hold on. So you haven't said with Al was defending Trump. He needs to go to jail as well. Making this abuse political is a gotcha, is insanity. This isn't political. And I've said that many times. Maybe you're just appearing. This isn't political. I've said from Bill Gates to Richard Branson to Elon and Kimball Musk, if you know anything about them being all over the files, to Donald Trump. I mentioned Donald Trump. See, here's the thing that people struggle to understand. Donald Trump is the president. So I don't give a fuck. Arrest Bill Clinton if that's what an investigation deems worthy. They're not doing an investigation. Todd Blanche said that. The guy, the number 2 in the SS under Pam Bondi. And that's on Trump's orders. They're not going to investigate any of this. But I don't give a fuck. The difference, here's the difference for everybody who thinks Bill Clinton and Donald Trump are the same. Well, number 1, unredacted files, Donald Trump's mentioned over 1 million times, much more than Clinton. Number 2, Donald Trump's the president in charge of everything right now. And call me crazy, but I don't think we should have a pervert as president. You know, Bill or Don, either. Not political. This is about, principle. This is not political. This is about principle. And the weird thing is all the people that, on principle alone wanted to protect the kids until they turn 26 and then fuck them, they're off healthcare. Those people are nowhere to be seen right now. Or they're defending it or saying move on or saying Bill Clinton. We know Bill Clinton's in there. But he's, what's that? Not the president right now. And I would say it's more damning that the president is. In England, they had a guy with a royal title, Randy Andy, and they stripped him of that and made him move to like the small mansion, And he was not even a president. He's just like part of the monarch. And they were like, no, fuck that. You go to the outhouse in Bevshire Levilton, or I don't know what they fucking call their towns there. So yeah, not political. This is principle. Oh God, are we getting real racism in real time? Randy Andy. And listen, Alexandre, that is not like, I didn't make that up. That's like what the news called him. Oh God, again, I can't explain this to dum-dums 40 times. All you talk about is Trump. Fuck, listen, moron. If you don't understand that Donald Trump is the reason there's no investigation to the Epstein files right now, then I don't know how to fucking spell it out any simpler. You know what I mean? Like, this is like basic bitch shit. Are we talking about immigration? Really? I love it. The chat's doing its own thing. You guys just have fun. This is a place to hang out. It's a virtual place coming to a screen near you. So you haven't said how I was defending Trump. Well, I can't read tone in a text. So usually people come in here that say making it political is insane. But you still haven't explained how I've made any of this political outside of, calling out the politicians in the Epstein files. But, anyways, the small mansion, what a punishment. I know. It was horrific. And if you saw, I hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I showed you photos of the small mansion, and it is not small. Spoiler alert, he's still a rich monarch. MAGA pretends to be fine with legal immigration while ICE are imprisoning people that are here legally. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll do that. We can do that real quick. Because, they like, here's the thing. Here's how you just stop that. You go, you don't care about legality because, Donald Trump. You can't say like, hey, I'm all about legal immigration when Donald Trump is not investigating the Epstein files. He's not investigating it. So MAGA, you don't care about legality. What you're upset about is known to regular people as you're racist. You're racist. You think poor people who are coming here to work are the problem, but you don't think the white people that are hiring them are the problem. You don't think that to stop the problem from people that you don't want to get a job, is to arrest the fucking people hiring them. Imagine that. Imagine that. So it's what common folk know as, oh, he's racist. Oh, he's a dumb racist. Does that offend you? Get triggered in the comments and shut the fuck up, actually. So yeah, if you really want to stop this problem, just arrest the first fucking CEO who has the most illegal immigrants. And guess what? Watch them all fall in line. You put one CEO in prison and they all their buttholes going to pucker up. Okay? But you guys don't believe in that. You don't. Just like you don't believe that, or you think that once all the immigrants are gone, then the bosses will pay us more. Right? Right? Is that how it works? Is that how it works? It's almost adorable how stupid some of you are. Okay, but let's just address the legal. Remember, I need to set the baseline here. The people who are saying they support legal immigration don't give a shit that Donald Trump's taking bribes from people to get out of prison. Don't give a shit about his meme coin. Don't give a shit about fucking, a plethora of other things, but mostly they're not investigating the Epstein files. They don't care about that, but it's the immigration that they really want the laws enforced on. Okay, so then let's talk about this. Seamus Cullerton has been in a detention center facility in Texas for 5 months, having no criminal record, married a U.S. citizen, and was on his way to becoming a citizen. Nothing illegal. I played yesterday the RTE interview where he called them and explained how it's like a concentration camp and that he's terrified in there. And then I also broke down how I believe what was it, the 5th? No, not the 5th. That's what all these guilty people keep pleading in their fucking testimonies. Was it the 8th? I can't even remember. It was one of the amendments where it was like cruel and unusual punishment. He's not been able to get bail. He's been held for 5 months and he's not committed a crime. Not one crime. So just cite this. These fucking people are so dumb. He's not here illegally. Again, if you're going to be that stupid, we have to silence you because here I don't tolerate fucking morons. Smithfield Meat Company hires illegals, and then when said person asks for their money, Smithfield calls ICE. And that is illegal. And that person, whoever runs Smithfield, thank you, Kurt, his royal fatness. That is the only royalty we will respect here, Kurt and his royal fatness. But arrest the fucking Smithfield people, right? If you care about this immigration issue, I hate to break it to you, they're not giving themselves jobs. There's someone above them. It's just like the whole Epstein thing. It's like there's more people involved. It wasn't Jeff procuring women for Jeff. There's other people. But again, it's like maybe I need to get crayons and just draw a fucking doodle for them because these people are so fucking dumb. Jimmy Backhand, thanks for the $4.99 super chat. I goddamn love that name. I want to make a t-shirt. We should start a band. The Jimmy Backhands. The Backhands. That's such a fucking great name. Everybody just take a minute to... Yes, who said Drew Stead? Yes, I agree. Break out the Crayola. No. Thank you, though. This is America against criminals, just not on their side. What's up, Jess? How you doing? Good to see you. Look up the tolerance paradox, then shut the fuck up. Sorry, I added the fuck, but yeah. I cannot stand, there's so many people that are like, oh, you think you're for tolerating people, but you don't support Twatsies. And it's like, yeah, because they're hate mongers. They want other people to not exist. That's their whole existence. And those are not called fucking anything besides bullies, and you stand up to them. We tolerate, here, I'll break it down real easy. What is America called? The land of the, can anybody, I know there's a delay. The land of the, can anybody put in the comments? America is the land of the, a land of the free. Thank you, me, I'm a noob. The land of the free. Not free healthcare, exactly. But what are you free to do? You would just expect, right, out of the pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness, you would expect in the land of the free. We're not going to make the joke, what's free here? You know, fucking food, shelter, clothing, healthcare. None of that's free. But let's just go a little more Socrates, a little more Plato, a little more theoretical, Carl Jung, whatever you fucking fancy. Land of the free. You should be free to express yourself, right? And again, we're not talking about Nazis, not the kind of expression that says we don't like those people and they should be separated from us. Give them a separate halftime show. Not those people, okay? We're talking about free expression, like to marry who you want to marry, right? Free to regulate your own body. Free to express yourself how you want to. If you want to go and like Kurt Cobain did, go dress in a dress and perform, you should be able to do that. Like Dee Snider of Twisted Sister, if you want to do that, you should be free to do that in the land of the, you guys said it, not me, you called it free. But all you hear is Donald Trump, Republicans, maggots, and some Democrats say, no, people should not be free to be able to express themselves. It's like, then what the fuck is left? What is left? If you can't wake up and go, I'm feeling like a fucking dress today. And mind you, you fucking assholes, the Scots wore kilts all the time. My buddy used to wear a kilt to work. It never offended me. I thought it was cool. I was like, how much are those? And then I learned, and I was like, I'll never afford one of those. Maybe I should crowdfund to wear a kilt. Anyways. England has more freedom than America. I would say a lot of other countries at this point have more freedom than America, the way America's going. You know, you keep worshiping a tyrant, you're going to get tyranny. I hate to be that fucking simplistic, but it's just the truth. Me, I'm a noob, says Jess. That's not true. Well, here's where I'm gonna defend Jess. They get healthcare paid for by their taxes. Just that alone makes them freer than us. When you don't have to worry about losing your home to medical debt, when you don't have to worry about if I can afford this insulin or do I die, you're not in a free country. But you've been so conditioned to think that's just like the freest thing you could do, you know, not afford to ration your insulin. That's a fucking American story. And I'm trying to fucking shatter that thin fucking veil in your mind where the media and the politicians, left and right, blue and red, I don't give a fuck. But I'm trying to shatter that veil so you can see through this shit. So you can understand that you're not free. You're free to fucking die if you can't afford your health care. And that really should be a core tenet of any free society. I mean, FDR thought so. Abraham Lincoln, I'm assuming, after the theater, thought so. You know, a lot of people believed in that. Right, blood pressure medicine, chemo, etc. Listen, it's so sad to me that it's such a common story that if you talk to somebody who's had any kind of serious ailment or cancer or XYZ, they will first tell you how traumatic it is to go through that, but immediately tell you about the costs. The costs. As if dealing with some kind of health emergency is not stressful enough, but then you have to worry about, can I afford to live? That's America. I need you to wake the fuck up to this. You think we pay more in taxes, but that's not true. It's 100% not true. Thank you, Sir John. It's not only not true, but they're getting something for their taxes. You're not even getting dick for your taxes, and you're paying every week out of your paycheck, co-pays, deductibles, add that shit up. I'd rather pay a little bit more in taxes and get all that. But again, just answer me this. What do health insurance companies provide? What do they provide? One of the biggest industries here in America. What do they provide? What service do insurance provide? We're not getting taxed for nothing. We're getting taxed so that Israel can have universal health care. Debo, you're such an adorable person. We know you want attention. We know you want attention. Is this good enough? Did I give you a little attention? I'm just desperate. You're like a pick-me. You're like a little pick-me girl. It's like, I know the answer. I know the answer. Please pick me. Preach. Thank you, Bruce. Jimmy backhand. I agree. Interesting. So nobody can tell me, none of the MAGAs that love chirping, they love fucking chirping all the time. None of them have told me what insurance companies provide. What product does the health insurance company provide? They're not your doctor. They don't give you your prescriptions. What do they provide? It's interesting that nobody's answering that. Okay, so we've all agreed they provide nothing besides AI denial claims. Free fucking Luigi. My Dutch e-insurance cost €150 a month. I get $50 back from the government, 400 deductible a year, almost everything covered. That makes me so depressed. That makes me so depressed. I know people who have had cancer and talk about it costing millions of dollars. The medication in America can be upwards of $5,000. And that's people who have been stricken with a life-changing course of cancer. And if you fucking call yourself a Christian and can hear that story and be like, I don't want to pay more in taxes, you're not a Christian. You're just not. You know nothing about Jesus. And he fucking hates you. Sorry, but he does. He does. Drewstead. This is one of the greatest points that I've heard before. Breaking Bad happened because of this shit. We have great American entertainment which has defanged our revolutionary spirited roots, like Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad can only exist in America because it's about a fucking teacher who gets cancer and decides to cook meth. That is uniquely American. While we all sat down and gobbled it down like we had no gag reflex and eaten corn the long way, nobody realized that that's so uniquely American, it should have been a revolutionary fucking spark. God damn, some of these people. You know, I know the internet's a wild place, but Jesus was a hippie. He wore fucking Birkenstocks and a dress, never carried cash, didn't own a home, and spoke ill about the government and the leaders at the time. What are you, fucking dumb? God, don't come in here if you went to Joel Osteen's church. He blocked me because I tweeted Jesus at him. Insurance provides the right to pull the plug if I'm on light support. And there's one. Thank you, Kurt, his royal fatness, the only monarch we recognize on this show. That's what insurance does. They provide the fucking phone call to the doctor that says, how long is anesthesia going to last? Because clock's a ticking. That's it. If Jesus came back today, MAGA cultists will crucify him again for being a woke foreigner, 100%. I literally had not even a conversation. Somebody was in the comment, someone was in the live stream the other day and said, Jesus wouldn't have wanted to go anywhere but America. And I was like, do you fucking hear the words you say? Jesus never stepped foot in America. I hate to be the one to tell you where the fucking Bible takes place, but that is unreal. And that is American Christianism. You know, they're like, Jesus sailed here with the fucking Mayflower pilgrims and kissed the land once he set upon it. You know, it's like, what the fuck are you talking? They're like, Jesus came to Plymouth Rock and ordained it. Like, these fucking morons. Okay. I'm glad some of these people identified themselves as idiots. We're going to just quiet them. Freest in the world. Yeah. Again, what's free? What's free? What's free? What's free? What's free in the land chanting, you will not replace us? Get the fuck out of here. Go to Tim Pool where he'll tell you about green M&Ms turning your cats gay or whatever. I don't know what he's talking about today. He's probably saying, you know what? I lick my own boots. Or saying something like, you know, the Epstein files are really, I don't even think I have the meme. But, you know, they're all paid propagandists. So small government is what we want. Listen, D. Saxon, those libertarians say that, but we're seeing it in action. Domestic Epstein army, boots on the ground, fighting citizens. wants to regulate your body, wants to take your health care. It's amazing when you talk to these small government people and you're like, what part of government's small? Like women can get abortions? And they're like, no, 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 no. No, not that small. You're like, okay. Okay. Wonder what part you want small. Oh, just where the corporations can poison the water. Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot. Oh, it's exhausting. He is the boot. Jimmy Backhand. Jimmy Backhand. Jimmy, I don't mean to like personally point you out, but have you hit subscribe? With a name like Jimmy Backhand, I need you in my corner. We don't have to let idiots have a platform to spread poisonous ideology. 100%. 100%. 100%. And here's the good news for all you freedom-loving faketriots. You're on YouTube. You can do videos for free on your own. I know you won't. I've been doing this for almost 2 years, and you come in here and you complain about me and you try to fucking do whatever to my videos and leave these bullshit troll comments with an account you just started. But let me just say this, instead of being so offended and needing a safe space, just make your own videos. Are you scared to show your face on screen and say your beliefs, like ICE and the Proud Boys and all those assholes? Are you scared that maybe your grandparents will fucking disown you for your takes on fucking fascism? Just go and do your own video. Stop, get out of my comments, and go spout your beliefs on YouTube. It's a fucking free space that you're already on, and just prove that you're in America. You know, when the police go by or an ambulance goes by and you think, oh, there's 10 grand, just record the sirens. You know, just prove you're not in Russia. Simple task. Nobody's done it. Nobody. In almost 2 years. I say this all the time. You come into my live and you're like, oh, look at this guy. Go do your own. Go do your own. If you're so offended, go out there and say your beliefs. Okay? It's a simple fix. We can all exist on this platform. A lot of shitheads are on here. Thank God people like Majority Report, Valenti Vids, Hassan, Some More News, Drop Site News. There are some great creators, truly great. Tad Stormer, Heather Richardson. There's a lot of fucking enlightened intellectuals that want to have a conversation. But there's also garbage. You know, there's also garbage. Go find your place in the world. I implore you. You know? And don't just regurgitate what Papa Bird Donald Trump fucking fed you. You know? Bring it snappy. Have some thoughts. Build your own fucking audience. Do it. I'm trying to encourage you. Let's get up that Irish fucking... Hold on, where is it? Where's the Irish story? Where is it? Hold on, what is this? Oh, yeah. This is a funny meme. Van Hollen. Did you, in fact, make the visit to Epstein's private island? Lutnick. I did have lunch with him. That reminds me, is Charlie Kelly still here? I was on the sex island, but only for the lunch. These people are literally fucking a mockery of themselves. A mockery. Where is my Irish story? Where is it? Did I lose it? Where is it? Here it is. Sorry. I'm trying to inspire you, man. Saying go create. Go create. Stop hating in the comments and go create. Holy shit, somebody's trying to answer what insurance provides now. You're too late. Go make a video. Go do a short on it from your fucking desk at United Health, you fucking loser. Nah, I recognize this stomach anywhere. Oh, look at that. Hey, listen, John Stevens is a maggot through and through, and now he's saying, why do we need the federal government at all? I think I'm making a breakthrough with one of them. I'm proud to say I think this is a breakthrough because John's in here all the time. He's always pumping that MAGA stuff, and today is the turn. He's like, why do we need the federal government? I don't know. Keep asking questions, John. I'm inspired that you're inspired. Keep asking questions. Government is a massive problem on both sides. You don't want to know why? Because it's a corporate government. Morons last year elected a failed CEO who bankrupted casinos to be president. And now he's bankrupting America while making himself rich, like his exact history. Like he enriched himself off his dad's real estate company while failing miserably at everything he tried. And these people couldn't even fucking dig into his history a little bit to be like, the failed casino guy's gonna fucking bring economic prosperity to us. You know, like just when you say that, if Donald Trump's name wasn't attached to it, everybody would be like, oh no, don't do that guy. Because he, like, you know, dog whistled you with racism and transphobia and homophobia and what other kind of phobias. Because you're scared of everything. You're thin skinned and you're ego driven so hard that you fucking think Joe Rogan's an alpha male. Good God, we're doomed. Anyways. Mexicans for Trump. That's the funniest shit. Listen, I got a friend who's a Mexican, and he was like, I'm going to a Trump rally. And I was like, homie, you're not allowed. I know they'll use you up, but just be careful, because once that tide turns, there's no going back. You can't be like, I promise, I'm for you. But listen, you know, racism got diversity. Racism got DEI in the year of our Lord 2026. You see it. You see the leaked names of ICE. It's racist DEI. They're like, oh yeah, we'll use all of you different colored people. We don't give a shit because, you know, we're not going to protect you. I know it's crazy, and it mindfucks some MAGA. They're like, well, how could that be? And they don't understand the oppressive regime that is at work. The boot is those people. I love this. Dude, you got too much time on your hand. I do? Sorry. Get the medication and get out internet. Here's the thing. We live in America. Medication's too expensive. Help me fix that. Universal healthcare for all. I'm glad you're a proponent of universal healthcare for all. I love seeing those comments. In the year of our Lord. Amen. Kiss 82. This has been an excellent rant. I totally approve of all these statements. I normally don't hear that. I would say reduce, Hurt Balloon is saying reduce the size of government by 70% in all caps. And if you've been here since the beginning, you understand that all caps makes you smarter. I would say reduce the size of government by PDF file percent. You know what I mean? And if that's 70, let the dominoes lay where they lay. I would say reduce it by pervert percent, you know, and whatever that is. Blue, red, white, green, yellow. I don't give a shit. Just get them all the fuck out. You figure that's common sense. I don't know. Not in today's age. Not in today's age. They're supporting this guy. They're like, listen, guys, he just went for the brunch. He was on Epstein Island, but it's a fantastic brunch. Homemade orange juice. You'd never believe. You'd never believe. You know, this is also the guy who went on TV and said, I met him once and me and my wife walked 6 steps back to our house and said never again. Like, they're pathological liars. Stop supporting these people. So I agree. Let's reduce the government by pervert percent. Thank you, V. Kias, right? Right. How though? I don't know. We rise up. I don't know. Read history and figure out how you remove people from power. Specifically 1789 French history with the Jacobins. This is just an interesting one I like, but you know, there's a lot of history. I'll just tell you this. Power does it. Listen, MAGA, when you get mad at me, don't go to my other videos and leave comments. I'll just delete it. Go make your own videos. Guys, stop being such chicken shits. Put your face on screen like Joe Rogan so we could document this for later when we're doing the Hague Part 2, and just say your beliefs. Stop yelling at me. I'm not forcing my lives into your screen. You came here. God, these people are perpetually offended and perpetually victims. But anyways, power doesn't concede power. It has to be taken. Never in the history of our country was power like, you know what, guys, we've really been treating these native indigenous people wrong. Why don't we just give them their land back? That's not how it happens. And I just know because, you know, I like reading and shit. It's interesting. Depressing, but interesting. So just remember that. Power's never going to be like, you know what, guys? These people have been sick long enough. I'm tired of seeing our life expectancy drop on the world stage. We really should give these people their insulin back. That's not happening. How do we do it? I don't know. Go watch Tad Stormer. Amazing historian, and he'll explain it to you. He's a professor of resistance history here in America. That's my recommendation for today. Okay. And before we go, nope, we have the Second Amendment for a goddamn reason. Sorry, Jess, I keep putting swears in your thing, and I should really, watch my tongue, because that's not Christian-like, right? All the people in the Epstein files are fine, but I say fuck once, and they're like, oh, he can't be Christian. You guys are so peanut-brained. Okay. Listen, there is this artist that I fucking love so much. Love him so much. I love him so much. And I'm going to bless you. I'm going to bless you with this artist. I didn't have one lined up, so I'm just kind of looking for one of my favorites. One of my favorites. I can't play that because I already got dinged. I gotta talk to Bunky because I gotta, there's some Latin American country that's taking money on this video that you made. I don't know how that works, but hold on. Okay, I'm gonna have to just heart-shaped coffin. Let's leave you with that one. Heart-shaped coffin. This is BUNKBED COFFIN. This is BUNKBED COFFIN, real human artist on YouTube. Link in the description. Please hit subscribe. Please hit the notification bell. This video is not getting monetized, so I'm supported completely by you. Thank you, Steffelson. Thank you, Kurt. Thank you. Before we get to the chorus, let me just say Ireland understands that a culture really can grow a society. If you know anything about Ireland and the Irish. So this is like rad, and this is something that we should see. How do we get it onto a ballot? How do we get it onto a ballot measure? We support artists. How do we do it? I don't know. Greater minds than I can help tell us, but once we do it, full force attack. Let's do it. Here is BUNKBED COFFIN.
Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever dead to your priceless advice. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint.
Epstein painting.
Forever dead to your priceless advice.
Just went to the island for the brunch. Are you believing this? Are you believing this? I was only there for the brunch. That's it. Climb right back. Yeah, get it, Bunky.
Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever dead to your priceless advice. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever dead to your priceless advice. Hey,
thank you, Jess. Don't order one in Ireland. Jesus was black. That was not Heart-Shaped Box. It's called Heart-Shaped Coffin. Link in the description by one of my favorite artists here on YouTube. Go subscribe to him. His name is BUNKBED, like you sleep in, Coffin, like you sleep in later. BUNKBED Coffin. Thank you, Bunky, for letting me use your music. I'm forever grateful for your new grunge. I don't know what to call it, but he's amazing. He has a lot of originals. Sorry I didn't have an original lined up. That's just my old go-to. Because Kurt's Kurt's sentiment still echoes today. Hey, wait, I have a new complaint. Forever in debt to your priceless advice. I just feel like that speaks so well to the situation, society in America. Julian, what's up? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Kurt had such a good sense of humor. I wish he hadn't done something so selfish, so to traumatize the child. Yeah, Kurt was amazing. One of the greatest. Rest in peace, Kurt. Pope's funeral, yeah, remember they gave him a hard time, couldn't even wear a black tie or whatever it was. But Pope's funeral, or this is from the Epstein files, or all coincidences? I don't know. Who's that yellow-haired turd burglar in the back? I don't know. I don't know. Guys, I don't know these things. This is why I'm putting it to the internet. Hopefully there's some sleuths and we can figure out what saggy, oversized tie, chubbo, tons of fun, old lunchbox is this. We don't know. It's redacted. Why is it redacted? It's art. Don't redact art, man. You know? What is this, the fucking radio? All right, guys. The orange pirate. All right, guys. That's it. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Join me tomorrow. Let's do a long one. Redacted because it's shit. They redacted it because it was bad art. That's kind of funny. They're like, this one wasn't even redacted for inappropriate. It was just not accurate. This amateur Picasso over here fucking everything up. That's kind of funny. That's funny. Really, YouTube, I can't talk about people who made the trouble successful. Exactly. Just look into, let me just throw out some letters. Let me buy a vowel I, R, another vowel A. Just history is so much fun, folks. It really is. All right, guys. Have a good, thank you, V. I hope you hit subscribe. Hope you hit the notification bell. I'll join you guys tomorrow. Go watch Hassan. Is Hassan live? I think Hassan might be live, and he's, oh, Odin, there was another Odin in here, and I was like, is that Odin? But you're Odin. Just trolled the living shit out of a vegan warrior. Also, here is some milk again. I'm back with the milk. Odin, good to see you. Oh, man. Are you a Viking? He might be. We'll never know. Don't share it. Don't share it. Just let people live in the mystery. That's a good advice for life. Odin. Good to fucking see you. There we go. Jess, have a great one. And I sent, by the way, before you go, okay, Odin, what is it? The files got leaked. Oh, bro, you missed. Yo, we just did like 3 hours on leak stuff. What do I think? I'll sum it up by somebody who said they wanted to reduce government by 70%. And I said, why don't we just reduce government by Epstein class %, by pervert %, red, blue, in the middle, centrist, I don't give a shit. Let's reduce the government by Epstein %. Whoever's fucking got allegations, and if they're not going to investigate, I just say the ties are enough, and you shouldn't be ruling over people with kids. You know what I mean? If somebody moves into your neighborhood and has to knock on the door and say, like, hey, I'm a registered, you're not asking that person to come in and help you raise your kids, are you? So why the fuck are we letting them do it in government? That's my thoughts. All right, guys. Have a good one. The swamp can be drained again due to all the leaks. There we go. We'll leave it with that. Much love. Know that your work is not your worth. You're worth something because you're a human. Not enough people say that. That is not profitable for the TV. It's not profitable on YouTube. It is not monetizable or capitalizing. So let me take a moment to just remind you, whether you're MAGA or not, you know, there might be some hope for you. We saw some cracked glass earlier. Stop trying to oppress people. Let people fucking express themselves freely. And just know, you know, you're worth something. Just because you're you. That's it. That's it. Figure out what you love and indulge. You know, take a break from the rat race. And just know that you're worth something. Even if your parents didn't tell you that, your work doesn't tell you that, TV don't tell you that, and the news ain't gonna tell you that, but I'm here to tell you, okay? Let's leave it at that. Have a good day. Sakuramiku. That's a fun name. Jimmy Backhand, you better be coming back again, all right, old backhands? Love that name.